That is the world of Asher, right, where you live. It is roughly the same size as Earth. I can put up very quickly some temperature. I'll go back to standard map and then go to temperature. Right, there we go. So there you go. That's the sort of temperature. You've got your equator, tropics, and then where we are. So I'm going to turn that back off, give you an idea. I'm going to go back to globe. So you are all in the Ibrahim Empire. Yeah. Specifically, you are currently in Marienburg, which is up here. Yeah. The capital of the empire is Galicia, which is much further to the south. Right, and at this point, I'm going to go back to a standard map because it's easier. You all have knowledge of this continent. Maybe not detailed knowledge, but you have knowledge of this continent. You understand that Drusil is mainly elven. Delvan is a ally of ours. Stroy is a protectorate. The Klim Commonwealth, they fancy themselves as a replacement. Not war with them, but they are not. There are rivals in pretty much everything. Paslan and the Duchy of Estevana, sorry, they're not really on our radar at the moment. Paslan's noted as a bit of a party capital, very bohemian. Now, the big problem we have at the moment is the Kyrian Second Empire, which we are currently at war with. Think Egyptian pharaonic kind of vibe going on, and they are particularly on our radar because they have all sorts of necromantic and undead issues going on. Right? They use armies of undead, and as you can imagine, for the morticians of the Lord of Death, that's a bad thing. So this is Marienburg up here, right? And Cheryl, if I'm going to start, I'm going to stop. No, actually, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up this, right? So for the members of the clergy, this is the spectrum of the gods. Okay, the spectrum of the gods. The gods are worshipped in aspect and in specific for different things. Right? Almost every home will have a small shrine, right, resembling this almost on the wall with small idols in where small offerings are made. There are larger temples in the bigger towns and villages, and definitely in the cities. I'm going to zoom in quickly and give you a quick tour. All right, we're going to go clockwise here. So we've got Miramada the Mahdi, god of war, worshipped in her aspect of, worshipped in his act of strategy, tactics, and glory. Manan, the god of self, justice, right? And the children of Manan are love, courage, compassion, and joy.
I nearly wrote that as convocation.
right, and her children, goddess of the sky, goddess of the land, and the goddess sea. She is also the goddess of birth and fertility and the harvest. And
Is him chewing on that coming over the...
Are you seeing this, yes? Do you want to zoom in a bit?
Oh, you zoomed in fine.
Yeah.
We can see fine.
Yeah. Bringing the goddess of wisdom, learning, art and craft, skill, artifice, performance, muse, discovery and language. Right. Now, here we are. Salia, the shrouded one. The personification of death. Not generally referred to, right, depending on everyone's attitude, referred to as the goddess of death, lady death, the harvester of souls, lord of the great tide. Now, you're quite aware of what his position, her position, however you perceive him, her, is, and all that the shrouded one does is move the souls from this realm to the other realms of the gods. That's all he does. He is the ferryman. Yeah, but all souls pass through him and all will pay, which makes our church an extremely wealthy church. Our remit as morticians of the Lord of Death are to ensure that that situation continues. Things like necromancers and the undead, and daemons which have escaped from the shroud, so from hell, they upset the balance, and they disrupt the great weave, the great warp, and the great plan of destiny. Right, and it is our job to make sure that that plan continues, yes, along with the followers of the other gods as well. There is the Dark Court. You won't find a temple to them in the traditional sense, and they're the darker aspects of our personification, but they're in the spectrum because they're part of us. You have the god of deceit, the god of vengeance, and the goddess of lust. And that is the spectrum, worshipped in the empire. Worshipped to a greater or lesser extent by everybody and in balance. That's the point of the spectrum, is one counters the other, one balances the other, and together you have the whole of existence and our experience of it. Does anyone have any questions about the spectrum? Anyone? No? Happy with that? Right. So Cheryl could put this one up for us if you want.
Roger.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to stop streaming for the moment.
Just go here, that there.
There's that one, then open that one. There we go.
Ta-da.
And if you could zoom in on Marienburg, please. So Marienburg is the capital of the Sugest province, which is the most northern province of the empire. It's a great trading port, mainly based on furs and timber. Think Canada, think Stockholm, Copenhagen. On the map, you can see the different areas. The darker green are lower lying wetland areas. The lighter green are pine forests, and the darker brown are taiga, which are frozen northern forests. So we are quite a distance north here. Cheryl, could you put up the actual map of Marion?
Yes, Captain, my
this
captain.
This event is set around about May time. So if you could zoom in, please. This is Marienburg, Copenhagen on the north, right? And the large river that runs through it is called the Rik. Right, if you could zoom in, please, further and further, getting closer to where the temple is. Can we go across to the temple? So to the left, please.
Is that this bit?
No, to the other side. Left, please.
That one.
This one.
Zoom in on to number five. Number five, please.
Number
particularly.
5. Thank you.
Okay. That is the Temple of the Shrouded One. It's early. It's a Monday morning. And Alexis, Aaron Darkwillow, Ivor Greatsworn, and Mills van der Swart are sat outside of the office with Deacon Ellesmere. It's quite the whole of the temple is very classy. It exudes classy wealth. Everyone donates to the Death God because everybody wants good passage to their next life. It's not gaudy. It's very old money looking, and you're in some quite comfortable chairs in a large hallway / anteroom, and waiting to be summoned in. Bit of background: you will all be vaguely familiar with each other, at least in passing, because it's a fairly small pond where you are. That's effectively it, right? So you know of each other and would recognise each other, but none of you have worked together before. Do you want a minute to describe your characters to each other? No?
I think it might be fun to kind of find that out in game, maybe.
Okay. Okay, fine.
We'll know of each other, might recognise each other, as you say, but I think, we can.
There's a bit more humour to this.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What Chaz says is true, because if we don't know each other on a personal level in game, what's the point of showing each other's characters? We can learn that on the way.
something which you all have in common at the moment is all of your tarots of the ferryman are currently displaying on your left cheek. Okay, you should have seen them in your character sheets. So the tarot of the ferryman is showing on your left cheek at the moment. There is a brief burst of conversation, quite a low rumbling noise as the door opens, and out through the door comes and he's a large guy. Well, I say guy. He looks like a hybrid between a tiger and a human. And he is, he said, apologies. He is Redgrave Sinclair, and he is a greater tabaxi. And Richard, you recognise him. You know that he's more senior than you in what you do. And you have worked in teams, but not directly involving him before. Right? He's been on the edge of stuff that you've done. Right? And so he'll recognise you and kind of nod. Right?
And I give him a respectful nod back. Respectful lowering of the head within the cowl.
And he stalks away down the corridor. Right? He's quite heavily armed, pair of whackers ashes, some fancy looking crossbows, and kind of stylishly cut. And off he goes around the corner. So stood in the doorway is
Lou, I'm just going to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Does Atari mean to actually do that last dice roll that's just popped up?
Pardon?
No, scrap all that. That was just me making sure everything was working. Anything from me, I'm not there. I'm not there yet.
Cool. Just checking.
Okay. So again, we've got the game log back up. Right. So, still in the doorway is a prim-looking, grey-haired lady in her early 40s, early grey. You all know her as Deacon Ellesmere, and she tells you to come in. Right? She's quite thin, and she escorts you into her office, which is large, but not gaudy. It's well appointed. There's lots of scrolls and maps on the walls. Most of you have been here at some point before, because she runs the where is he? Details. I've forgotten the name. Return. Yes, she runs the repatriations and accounting department, of which you were all part of. Now, repatriations and accounting, as was decided, that is entirely to do with repatriating the undead into the grave where they should be and keeping account of people like necromancers and that. It's a euphemism for you lot going around and slapping people that need slapping very hard. Right?
So,
And she asks you to come in and sit down. So you're all sat down there and she says, okay, we have a bit of an issue that's come up. So we've had a request from EG being the Empire Guard. Right? Empire Guard, I think the FBI for the Empire. There's two things that are going on here. There's been rumblings of some sort of weapon that the Kurilan have tried to get into the country or have succeeded getting into the Empire somewhere, which was their first issue. Now, knowing that Kurilan, it's probably something to do with the undead. Added to this, there have been more undead sightings and strange activity to the east of us on a fairly large scale. Many reports over quite a significant amount of time, enough that if we hadn't been looking for it, we wouldn't have seen the pattern, particularly around First Empire grave and battle sites. Now, added to that, are reports which we received from local law enforcement of a group of strangers. They've not been aggressive to anybody, they've not gone out of the way, but they are pretty well armed. And they always seem to be in the area when we get these reports of undead sightings. It's pretty much a common thread through all this. Added to that, on the back of EG's intelligence, a pirate ship called the Venture Horizon was captured just recently. They were looking for a warlock which was connected to this supposed weapon. Now, they missed the warlock. They've missed the warlock and are concerned that he has something to do with the weapon. Now, unfortunately, many of the crew did not survive the capture. It was obviously their time. And there's only a couple of prisoners left. A couple of them are pretty much insensible, but there is one guy left, right? Some miscreant called Crimson, who has on-site visual intelligence of this warlock and knows what he looks like. And he seems to be quite keen to help you find this warlock. We don't trust him. We're not going to trust him. So we want you to take him with you. Ivor, you'll be leading this team. Take the team upriver. Once you've collected this miscreant from the prison, you're to go to the Riverman's Guild, where they will take you upriver. The reason you need to go upriver is the most recent report of this undead activity is going from a place called Pebble Fat.
I'm gonna have to.
Fairly simple orders. Pick up this pirate, take him upriver with you, investigate these undead sightings. Find out more information about this war. Clear?
do you have any description of said warlock?
The best we can get so far that he's prepared to answer us without significant torture, which may render him unusable to us, is that it's a tiefling. Tiefling is a human demon hybrid. There is a demon blood in their ancestry a long way back. It's not a half demon or anything like that. It's much watered down. Understand? So red skin, horns, but as to they're relatively common, by the way, tieflings.
Yes.
Okay. Tieflings. The empires are pretty. And this is me talking as the DM, not as the character. The empire is a fairly cosmopolitan place. But if there was a race that was looked down upon, it'd be the tieflings. So they tend to be viewed much the same way as gypsies and etc. They're not, but there's the same sort of attitudes towards people. They're all petty thieves, and whether it's justified or not. So you all understand what a tiefling is, yes?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Alexis, please tell me that you picked up as directed the Ferryman's toll to items.
Yeah.
And you have the passage coins with you to activate them, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. You have a description of that piece of equipment on your character sheet, don't you? If not, I can read it.
Right, okay. Ferryman's toll. You want me to read it out?
We can do it as long as you know how to activate it.
I'm just reading through it now.
Okay.
You know, pop into the tree.
Sorry, Vic.
If
No
we
problem.
find a source of imbalance, are there any restrictions on my correcting it?
Are there ever any restrictions on sources of imbalance?
Occasionally, you want something returning to see if there's any other problems.
You're to use your judgment. Would you like me to read out the Ferryman's toll, or
Hang on.
most of you are aware what the Ferryman's toll is? It's effectively a very fancy set of handcuffs.
Yes.
It's a restraint device.
Unlock.
Yeah, no, happy with that. Just very quickly, I don't know if you saw my message, Simon.
Where did the message come up? Discord, probably.
No, sorry, it was WhatsApp one.
WhatsApp.
I WhatsApp you.
Cannot find my skin. Okay, so we'll do that in a second.
I don't know whether I can add it or not.
No, I will do that now. Right, while I'm doing this, does anybody want anything doing with their character?
No, pretty good at the moment. Oh.
Yeah.
I believe unless you figured out how to put the spells into those tattoos, I'll just message you in a sec what I'm going to take.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the miscreant, is he being held at the South Dock Jail and Watchtower?
Yes, he is indeed.
Excellent.
You'll need to speak to. Thank you for reminding me. You will need to speak to Commander Ricketson. Yes, I understand you've had run into them before, Ivor.
Ricketson, did you say?
Pardon?
What was his
Ricketson,
name?
did you say?
Ricketson.
Ricketson. Yep.
Claude Ricketson.
Oh,
yes.
Back in a sec. I'm just going to go grab a pen.
Yeah. A self-important, pompous man.
What?
I've messaged that over to you, Lou,
Yeah,
on WhatsApp.
on WhatsApp.
My character's going to take a wander over to
Okay.
Al's
So
character.
just a final thing, you've been put into. We're just going to roll with this. I'm not going to put any character sheet, but you've been given by the deacon a Imperial Guard writ releasing the prisoner into your charge.
Okay.
It's very formal. There's some nice big seals on it, and that should be enough to shut him up.
What this guard commander?
Yeah.
And if not, well,
Yeah.
Lou, would I have gotten any more information on this through my contacts? As in, are there any noble sort of estates in the area that they might have talked in front of?
No, not yet. But you have had rumblings of something weird happening in the city. You're not quite sure what it is yet. Things have not panned out, and your sources have not narrowed it down. But there's something going on, right? Something going on.
Where did you say we were to meet the boat?
You were to meet the boat. I can share screen. In fact, Cheryl, could you put Marienburg back up, please? And if you could zoom in on the central island there. Going further, please. All right. Down a bit. Down a bit. Down a bit. So number 10 is the
South Dock
Gate.
Prison, yes.
Is that South Dock and Prison? And if you go up a little bit to number 3, that is the Rivermen's Association,
Yes.
where you'll be meeting your boat.
Okay.
Lou,
is everyone in the room here at the moment?
No, Anne-Marie's not.
Okay.
Yes, Richard.
Lou,
So,
could you send me
I
those?
need to get used to this. Yes, Mills.
No, this is out of character.
Okay, go on.
Can you send me those maps, please?
Yeah,
at
I will
some
do.
point.
Yeah, of course I will. I'll get them listed to everyone.
Mm.
I'll if necessary, I'll put them on a Facebook group.
Just out of character as well. Is the ferryman's thing that Chaz has got? Is that the necklace that we discussed before?
That we discussed, yes.
Okay. Because I
In fact,
know what that thing
Richard,
is.
Yeah, to my Richard, you might as well know what it is as well because you'll have seen it before.
Yeah.
Right. It's a necklace of passage coins. And the passage coins are the coins in the eyes of the dead.
Yeah.
Right. Blessed by the Reaper himself. They're connected by a stout but fine linked dark steel chain.
Mhm.
Right. And at the front of it is a skull pendant, a yawning skull pendant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not particularly big, right? But the mouth is big enough to accept a coin with one of the faces pointing out.
Mm-hmm.
It will just click into place there. Yeah. And it's got little gold eyes, and the actual skull itself is made of Damascus steel. Yeah. It's quite unprepossessing looking thing. When it is placed around somebody's neck and activated, and Chaz knows how to activate it, I will read you the description actually. Allow me to read you the description. So the ferryman's top. Right. So I've just told you this one. So the top of the ferryman is in essence a restraint device that places the weight of the woes of the world upon the wearer, should they try and abscond from their handler. Okay. Yeah. So once activated, it cannot be removed by the wearer, and it will become increasingly heavy if the wearer attempts to lift it over their head. It does not increase the character's actual weight, only their perception of its mass. So they don't do that and then fall through the floor. It just, to them, it feels like it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier, and they just can't lift it. It won't fall off, right, and it resizes itself in case anyone decides to make themselves the size of a pixie. Right? There's no encumbrance value, does not limit the ability to the exception of becoming ethereal, which it prevents. Yeah. It's effectively indestructible, as any method powerful enough to remove the item would inevitably kill the bearer in the attempt. So you can try and cut it off if you want to, but you'd have to use a plasma torch, which would cut your own head off.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the bearer moves more than 150 feet from one of the designated activators, the necklace will become increasingly heavy and will eventually render the bearer unconscious at 300 feet. The effect will last for 2 minutes or until one of the bearers comes back in after one of the bearers comes back in range. So if they leg it, it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier, right, until it just weighs them down enough that they just pass out. It kind of effectively chokes them out, but doesn't kill them. With the expenditure of a passage coin, right, and the code word activate pheromones toll, right, which would be said in church cant. So you'll just say it, but people will understand what it is, right? It then activates it and makes it really heavy. Yeah, but as it says in the description, not to be done lightly because the Lord of the Dark Harvest will intervene to prevent needless cruelty. You can't just do it for a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any offensive action taken against the activators will result in immediate brutal activation, rendering the wearer unconscious. So if the person tries to attack you, it just activates and drops them on their arse. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's activated by a passage coin being kissed, pressed against your tattoo, and then placed into the mouth of the pendant. Yeah. So a little ceremony would happen where everybody who does kiss the thing and press against the tattoo was considered an activator.
I take it we've got passage coins because I've got no passage coins on my inventory.
You haven't. There's a reason why Chaz has got them. It's because this is kind of Chaz's bag.
Well,
There's him being an artificer. So he has the 2 items plus 10 passage coins at the moment. Right. I shouldn't really have told you that, but he really kept that number to himself.
Any of the members of this party effectively can use them as they are members of clergy.
Yeah. Okay. And
Everyone who's in this current conversation.
at low level, the passage coins just can activate this sort of thing, and you can also, John Wick, the gold coins.
Yeah.
You can kind of use them like that in certain circumstances, and I will give you prompts about that. Yeah. Right. So there's certain organisations that will help you in
or a passage coin.
Yeah, for a passage coin. As you go up in level, you can activate them, drop them in someone's pocket, and they will blend into whatever coinage they've already got, and you can track them. Right? It will give you. I'll give you say, you want to go that way. It's not like a beep, beep, beep. It's just you'll get a feeling that's the way you need to go.
Advantage on tracking.
Yeah. Effectively.
So I look around the group. Are there any other questions for the deacon, as she has put me in charge here? Then,
not at this time.
Absent-mindedly play that. I've got a forked black and silver beard that I'm playing with as I talk to everyone.
Most people may not have actually recognised me because all I can see is a monk's cowl over my head.
Oh, I forgot to mention, sat outside the office at the moment. Did I send that picture? Is a metallic panther called Waffles.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Called Waffles, and I'm writing that down, so that's no.
Is that
Panther called Waffles. Okay, so we can spin Anne-Marie back up to speed if you want. This is me talking as DM, not as character again.
No, that's fine.
So you're about to go for a walk across Marienburg. She says, have you got any questions? Anybody?
Good.
No?
We are.
And as you're leaving, she says, Mills, do remain behind.
And I turn round and lower my hood. Yes, Deacon.
So the rest of you have gone outside. This is just for Richard. Okay. Each have specifically asked you to keep your ear to the ground for anything involving the enemy. I know that you'll pass the information along faithfully. There's a name which we've been given that we'd like you to consider finding, and he is to be terminated with extreme prejudice if given the attempt, if given the option.
Yeah.
His name is Cintric Caden. Right. He's been spotted in country, and he is a necromancer from Kula. You have absolute free reign, although I would suggest.
Give me 2 seconds. My doorbell's just gone off.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Richard's little side brief.
Has he gone down?
That's Richard's little side brief, which obviously the rest of you didn't hear.
That's fine.
Yeah, maybe for future doing them via text message or something might be a better call.
Okay.
That's fine. Well, it's,
You
if,
haven't
if,
heard it.
if you haven't made a note of it, are you going to remember what he just said?
Yeah, good point. I'm not even here.
How much have I missed at the moment?
I think we'll go for one.
Nothing at the moment.
We are now exiting the temple.
What happened in
Can I
the
put
He's been introduced.
Yeah. Luke, can I just rewind a little bit? Because a question I would have asked the Deacon is, can I inform Ivar? I am aware of him. We've worked together in the past, and it would be useful for him to know this, as he is a paladin, and I may need his help in getting the party to kill this man, or allowing me to kill him.
As always, the Law of the Dark Harvest guide will guide your actions, and any actions you take will be the correct actions. You should know that. Please do with the information as is seen correct.
My pup's asleep over there. He's unconscious on the floor.
This is our new one.
Yep.
We rescued him.
He's cute.
Right, the sailor and he nearly said something then.
Little Jensen.
Right. So,
Sorry, did
But I
you want a
didn't
picture of the
that.
temple?
Yes, a picture of the temple if you could, please.
Waffles follows us, by the way.
Waffles follows. So that's what the outside of the temple looks like. Okay.
so
Like I said, it's not a dingy and dark building. In fact, in many ways, it resembles a bank more than a temple. You've got side annexes for services, and you've got desks where people are constantly coming in and giving charity. Yes.
It's not yours. Don't worry about it.
It's all very efficient and very classy in there.
But do you like how he's standing?
They also do a great sideline in insurance as well. So
Life insurance.
life insurance.
yeah,
So as you're walking through Marienburg, Cheryl, at your discretion, if you could just chuck some of the Marienburg pictures that I sent you, like the floating market and
so
the market and stuff.
I direct the team to walk through the old money ward, past the craftsman's market, heading on our most direct possible route via the various bridges to the South Dock jails.
Yeah. To the South Dock jail. So as you're walking through, Marienburg's an interesting place.
Just for the rest of you, as we're walking through, I've set a fairly brisk pace as we're walking. You can hear the clink of mail underneath I'm wearing like a largish dark greatcoat. You can hear the clink
I'm
of
going to say,
mail.
I'm going to say, you don't hear the clink of mail. You hear the kind of noise you get from something that should make a clink, not making a clink because it's been sewn in to like a brigantine. So there's that distinct impression that what he's wearing is a lot more heavily armed than it looks.
So I've got a shield over my back, and in my mace, in my belt rings, there's a large flail, like a morning star, hanging down at my side.
Okay.
As we're walking, I make my way up to Ivar and I greet him. Norgebiel, as soon as we know each other from before.
Mills,
Evening. Well, good day, Ivar. How are you?
fine. Not any more trouble from taverns, are we?
You execute one revenant in a tavern, and everybody starts accusing you of things. Check around. None of the party within earshot. We have a separate job. While we're on this,
Yes.
there was a necromancer apparently seen in that area. Centric Hayden.
Tintrick.
Yeah.
Cintric Payton.
Caden. I think that's right, isn't it, Lou?
Centric.
Nice.
I'm
Caden.
That said.
Caden, yes, sorry, Caden.
I look at you. I sort of sideways look at you and place my hand on my mace, on my morning star. Extreme prejudice, I take it.
Of course. Is there any other way of dealing with such scum?
Right. Everybody do me a perception check, please.
$13.
4. We done at 13. 10.
4 mils.
Yeah. Cheryl, could you throw me a D20 for
Anne-Marie.
for Erin, please?
13.
13. Right.
Yeah.
Let me. What's her modifier on there? Sorry.
I have no idea what's going on, to be fair.
That's 5.
I know.
Right. So as you're walking through the town, you spot that there is somebody trying very hard.
Yeah, you can roll using the app.
I could roll using the app, yeah. So we'll go with Cheryl's throw. Right, you've passed the perception test. You spot that there is somebody tailing your group, showing more of an interest than they should do. Right, he's not dressed in any way particularly special. He's very bland. Yeah, he's very bland, almost professionally bland. And he is. You are currently by 5, 5, 4, 5. The Asylum of Blessed Rest, which is number 5 in Marienburg. Making your way through the number 5.
No, that's the orphanage of St. Ruther.
So, Orphanage of St. Ruther. Sorry, there we go. Yeah, Orphanage of St. Ruther. Thank you.
As I'm still walking next to Ivar, I casually lean over and go, "We're being followed."
Actually, it's not you that passed your test, it's Erin. And it's up to her whether she tells you or not. That would be you, Anne-Marie.
Yeah.
Okay, what was I going up?
You just pass your perception test. Do you want to let them know that they're getting followed or not?
Oh, yeah. We're getting followed by someone.
And you give the description that I gave.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm just slowly not pointing out, but slowly making you aware that the person that looks like he should fit in anywhere is actually following us.
Okay. As you get towards the bridge, right, are you making any sort of specific move to intercept this person or otherwise, or just watching him follow you at the moment?
Which bridge are
I
we
think-
heading to?
You're heading to the last bridge towards the jail.
Okay. I'm going to carry on walking, but I'm slowing my pace slightly.
Okay.
And I'm slowing my pace with him.
Let me just check something. Da-da-da-da. For me. Hopefully you don't see it. Oh. Okay. So, did you see that number come up, by the way?
No.
No.
Hope that for yourself.
He clocks that you've spotted him and ducks into an alley. Right.
Get him for me.
To whom?
Mills.
Cool.
Okay,
I also look towards our intrepid artificer, Alexis.
Yeah.
Alexis Mills, can you get him for me?
Yep. Go ahead. So you see me flick my robe off, and I'm underneath. It's just dark clothing.
As you approach the entrance of the alley, right, he sees you coming, and then all of a sudden, he's yanked back with great force, with his feet leaving the ground, and disappears down the alley backwards. Right?
Who does?
There's a growl, right? And Mills, you catch sight as you run round the corner of a tiger's tail disappearing further up the building. And there's a brief kind of squeak and the sound of a roofing tile landing further down there. And you can now not see this guy. He's just vanished.
Hand goes up, stops Alexis. Stop, there's something else here.
You recognize the tail from our friend we met earlier.
Alexis, was that Waffles by any chance?
No. We're talking Redman, the guy which you bumped into outside the office.
Hmm.
No. Yeah. Okay.
So he's disappeared. This guy's disappeared. Right. You can try and contact Redman later on if you want to, but you're not.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right now.
I'm going to do a casual show of looking round the alleyway, pretending I'm still looking for where he's gone, and then just claim that he has, I don't know where he's gone, go back and inform IFAR that Redmayne took him out.
Yeah.
He may or
So
may not.
there's games within games going on here, people.
Okay. Right. So I take it there's no further incident as we cross the last bridge, and
There's no further incidents you go across the bridge.
I walk to the front of the group and rap hard with the back of a mailed glove into the back of the door in front of me.
Yep. The door is opened by one of the province guardsmen. He's in province livery. He looks slightly singed. And quite disheveled, and you can hear quite a lot of swearing of quite a salty nature coming from one of the towers in the prison, and the occasional burst of fire coming out from one of the barred windows.
Okay.
We're here to see Commander Ricketson.
Ooh,
Would you
you've
kindly-
got that time. Could you maybe come back later? Please, he's not in the best of moods.
I'm afraid you can tell him that the Paladin Ivar Greatsworn is here.
So if I tell you where it is, can you just go and tell him yourself? Because I don't really want to pass that message. You know the way, don't you? You know where his office is.
Willing the tarot image to appear on the cheek.
Yes.
I
Okay.
really
He
appreciate it
directs
going
you.
now.
Do we
He
all get
directs
the
you
tarot?
through the main doors to the main kind of lobby of the prison, much like a big police station. There's various things going on.
I didn't mind.
You don't
All
get one.
sorts of scum and villainy are being processed there. And in the back corner, after you speak to the desk sergeant, he directs you over to an open plan kind of office, and sat in there swearing fluidly and dabbing burn ointment on himself, is a quite florid in his late 40s, early 50s, wearing the much soot-covered livery of a captain, so a commander of the City Watch, and you recognise him as Commander Rickards.
Okay, so I walk up to his office. Commander Rickardson,
Oh, God. What now?
I am here to take a prisoner off your hands.
Have you got... Look, this is not a great day.
I just
Really haven't got time for you.
I just hand him the writ. We're doing this on official church.
Whoa. You're here for the Dragonborn.
Ooh, no one told us he was a dragonborn.
Oh, no. Do you know what? He gets a Quillo and very enthusiastically signs the bottom of the writ to give him into your custody. One of my men will show you exactly where he is. Thank you. No backsies. No backsies. Okay. So
Thank you,
one of his men comes over. This man also looks equally singed and pretty bloody angry. All right. And he said, take them up. Please take them up. Take them up to the Dragonborn. Really? You really? Okay. You guys are here for the dragon?
Yes.
Okay. Follow me, please, guys. So, lead you through the prison. There's various cells. We're talking typical medieval kind of prison. People come and go, oh, let me in, stuff. And then further down the corridor, there are a load of guys with buckets of water, right, extinguishing part of the corridor, right, and some very fluid and nautical sounding swearing coming out of the cell. The cell door itself is charred, and they're throwing buckets of water over it to stop it from being caught fire again. Right? Now, one of them is pointing a crossbow through the gap in the door, and he is shouting on top of his voice, "One more like that, and I swear on the spectrum, I will pin shoot you in the head." Right? To which you just hear, "If you just given me a bottle of rum,
Don't
none of this
talk
would
to
happen."
my prisoner like that.
He turns and looks at you, right, and there's a brief burst of fire comes out, takes his eyebrows off, and he ducks back out of range again.
You in a cell, if that happens again, I will tell him to just sink this cell into the river.
Just a bottle of rum, mate.
I've been told you want to help me. If you want out of there, we talk civilly.
What's the deal?
I have been told that you have information on someone that I'm looking for.
I might do. It'll cost you a shiny penny or two.
I have some shiny
interject
pennies.
here, I'm sorry, quick interject. You also know that his ship, the Venture Horizon, has been impounded.
Yes. I know your vessel, the Venture Horizon, is impounded, and I do have a few shiny pennies. Looking at Alexis and smiling.
Yeah. So I've got.
Okay, you may have me there.
Do I have to buff them up now then?
We're going to come into the cell and we're going to discuss you leaving with us. If you are agreeable to my terms, you will walk out of here today.
The
If
guards
not-
look at you and say, "This is on you, mate. We're going back down here," and they retreat down the corridor, and they're in various alcoves, aiming crossbows down the way.
Yes. If you disagree with the terms that we set today, we'll sink your ship and leave you in here.
Okay, I guess you got me.
Right. We walk up to the door, we walk past the guard, grabbing his bunch of keys off him,
Yep, got keys.
and standing in front of the rest of my team, open the door to the
The
cell.
door is smouldering on the inside.
Are you sure you need rum? It looks as if your breath's fiery enough.
Just enhances it.
And you see a dragonborn, right? He is very much dressed as a pirate, complete with dreadlocks, Captain Jack Sparrow style.
Only add
Large bucket top boots, and he is a soot stain around his mouth, and he looks like he's got a hangover.
Oh, joy.
Right. So,
no such thing.
what's your name, Dragonborn?
Crimson Dragneel. And yours?
I am Ivar Greatsworn, Paladin of the Lady.
You know what that means, Chris? That means he's a paladin of Death God.
Yeah, he's like one of the main guys. Nod and agree. Smile and wave, boys.
I'm captain.
I know you're a captain. I know you have your ship. We have a few jobs to do before you can get that back, I believe. Now, I was told that you have information about a elfling,
Tefling.
Tefling.
You
That I'm
do,
hunting?
Chris. Yes.
Yeah.
Just say yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry, I had a gym tick in the back of my neck as well.
And you obviously want out of here.
So
Yep.
to put Chris back in the picture again, right? The Tefling convinced Chris's crew, right, to bring him here, promised them a lot of money, right, got them to come into Marienburg, which they didn't want to do, right, which is where they got boarded. The Tefling buggered off with his mates, right, who had come to pick him up, and the rest of the ship's company got pinched as the Imperial Navy surrendered them. There was a bit of a sea battle. He was drunk at the time, right? And many of the rest of the crew, including the captain, who was a good friend of his, were killed. Right. So Chris knows what the Tefling looks like, and he has been refusing to tell anybody what he looks like, right? Because he's been using it as a bargaining chip.
How's that gone for you?
Smolderingly.
Well, Crimson, may I call you Crimson?
You can.
I could take you out of here, and I need to hunt this person down.
Okay. Get me out of here, I'll tell you.
The deal with you coming with me is I need you to wear something for me.
What is it that you want me to wear?
So the armourer behind me holds up a necklace of coins with a skull motif on it.
It looks quite expensive.
Well, it must have cost you a shiny penny or two.
They do. They cost the pennies.
I guess I'll wear it for you then. Throws it over my neck.
I'll hand it over.
Hand it over, and at the same time, just to finish the ensemble, I think one of these coins would go very nicely in the mouth of the skull.
Mwah.
This is
And into
I
my
get the coin. Hand it to Mills. This is the coin. Hands it on to
Aaron,
What's the next character?
Aaron,
Aaron, who also kisses the coin and presses it against her tattoo because she didn't hear that briefing.
yes, and then
Okay.
I take the coin and I place it into the mouth of the skull.
All of a sudden, Chris, the necklace constricts to the point where you cannot get it over your head, right? And it starts to feel pretty weighty.
What
That's
is
it,
this?
someone.
Consider
What is
yourself,
this? That you've
consider yourself in our service for a time.
Do you try and take it off?
Do I try and take it off? Was that?
Do you try and take it off?
I try and stretch it, shall we say, from
As you try
being
and
sick.
lift it, it starts to feel immensely heavy. All right?
Why is this got to be all of a sudden?
It feels really, really heavy. The further you try and push it up, the harder you press, the harder it presses back. And as soon as you release it, the weight disappears.
You've tricked me here.
This is the toll of the ferryman. We will take the necklace off when we have the Telfling in custody, and you can go on your merry way, should you wish to.
You're pretty angry at this, by the way.
I turn around to walk.
You better still have your end of the deal with the ship.
I told you you would get your ship once all of our business was concluded, and at the moment I've said you can
Not
walk
gonna put
free.
this necklace around my neck and restrain me.
Well, I've said you can walk away without the necklace once we have the Telfling. Fair deal for now?
Suppose so. Although I'm not happy that you tricked me in this.
It's
Do
understandable.
you walk with them?
I walk out of the cell and start heading off.
Are the rest of the team following you?
Yep.
I've got
He's
no
leaving
choice.
you in the cell there, yeah?
Something now.
Are you following them, are you?
Yeah. Reluctant
Okay.
and unwantingly now.
There are various guards kind of nervously pointing crossbows at you as you walk past.
I stop and look at one of the guards. He's in my custody now. That is no longer necessary.
He set fire
Refrain.
to 4 of our mates. Do you mind awful if we decide what's necessary in our jail?
For everything, there is a time and place. This is neither the time or the place.
Do you flash the tattoo?
The tattoo comes up.
They lower their crossbows and reverently bow their heads.
Thank
And
you
they
very
look pretty
much.
very nervous.
Thank you very much.
I
I
feel
will
guilty.
remove this problem from your jail.
And
Lou,
Can I just ask?
Yes?
Lou would have pointed out they would have known what we are because I am blatantly dressed as a monk of the Death God.
yeah, you're dressed as a member of the clergy of the Death God as well. Aaron, Chaz, there are various motifs. They're not ostentatious and they're easily concealable. But at the moment, you lot are choosing to be noticed as what you are.
Yes.
Do you have a tattoo? Is it on everyone's cheek? Because I remember when we were last talking, you were saying it's on different parts for different people.
You can. It's on your left wrist, and you can will it to appear on your cheek. Yeah, it's always on your wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. When you go into a church of the Death God, the tattoo automatically appears on your cheek.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can also make it disappear from your wrist if you choose. Right, it will
Yeah.
eventually come back, but you can hide it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Crimson, we are going to take a small boat journey. We've had reports of a disturbance upriver.
Cheryl, could you put Marion back up for us, please? Sorry if this is a bit boring for you. And could you zoom in on number 3, which is in the
I'll be-
centre, please?
Back in 2 secs. Yeah.
Okay, that is. You're making your way there, are you, people?
Yes.
From
It's fairly bustling. This whole area, the bridge you're going across is vaguely reminiscent of Old London Bridge. There's buildings on it. Markets going through. This is one of the main thoroughfares of the city. Yeah, it's just busy. There's produce going in, produce going out. Lots of furs, timber, rafts of timber in the water.
We're not. None of the party, if I can speak for all of us, are making an overt attempt to restrain Crimson at this point.
No, not at all.
You restrained me already.
No, we've just got you to wear a
All
necklace.
that's happened is you've got a necklace that weighs nothing on at the moment, and you're walking along with them. Right. Are you going to continue to voluntarily follow them, or are you going to these people off and just do one?
I'll follow him because I want to get this necklace off.
He's a wise man, isn't he?
damn you. Damn you.
Damn you.
Drunker.
Excuse me.
I get the wiser.
Okay. So you go towards the Rivermen's Association. Now, the Rivermen's
Yes,
Association-
we're heading towards the Rivermen's Association. Is his ship berthed anywhere nearby?
No, his ship is in the main dockyard, which is number 17, which is further north, near Kislev Way. I will send this map out again.
All right. Yes, I see it.
Let me see if I can do this quickly.
That's where his. Yes, Kislev, there, where it says
Kislev,
at the bottom of your
yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Look to the right.
Have you seen?
Yeah.
that?
So that's where his ship is. Okay. So we're going up the side of the Brunion Water Canal to get to the
the Rivermen's Association. Yes.
Rivermen's
The Rivermen's Association. It's all bustle. There's little ferries going backwards and forwards to the various islands. A larger river craft. There's goats, chickens, nobility, you name it. It's all there. All of life is here. It's a cross between like a guild house and a busy train station. Yeah, various watercraft going. And as you get closer, Anne Marie, you recognise a guy called Janssen van Ritten, right, who you've worked with before. Got a stocky man, late 50s, very competent looking, and he has. Do you know what a sail barge looks like, everybody?
roughly, yeah.
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 Kind of.
Imagine one of the big old barges with a big sail on it, right? Like that. She's obviously old. She's obviously very well kept. She's kind of quite a lot of
River worthy, not seaworthy.
river worthy, not seaworthy. The thing is, the wreck's quite a big river, so we're talking like half the size of the Mississippi sort of thing. It goes quite a distance up in there. So it starts off. I mean, the river itself is about almost 2 kilometers wide at the mouth where we are at the moment.
Yeah.
It's so, and the front of this barge is actually pretty streamlined. Now the prevailing winds do come in off of the sea, which assist river travel up. Okay, and he greets Erin like an old friend, as she's assisted various people. She's been up and down river a number of times with him.
I'm just actually
to-
rolled.
To carry out various duties.
Stop touching things.
There you go. Aaron, again, Aaron. It's always good to see you. We've received payment from the church, and they say you wish to get a pebble fan. Is this true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it where we're going? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, that's it.
is the correct answer.
Yes. Yes,
Can I ask what is that? He says, looking at Crimson.
That's our new pet.
Pet? Pet?
I like the way the druid laughs about that.
No smoke out my nose in disagreements.
No,
So
he's
you know-
helping us with a few odd jobs that we're doing at the moment.
Crimson. So let me search
Sure,
what you've
Siri.
got. Crimson. You're looking over the boat with a professional eye, by the way, Crimson.
Yeah.
See that she's well maintained, all the lines are tight, the crew look competent. Yeah, you seem quite happy. You're no problems at all getting on board. Bearing in mind you are our master mariner here.
Tons
Lou,
of information.
And it
as
does.
as per my normal habit, as we're walking the barge, I take a look around. So perception check, please.
Perception check. Okay. So if you do a perception check for me, please.
I failed it.
Failed
That
it.
was terrible.
You see nothing.
Nothing.
He walks into the mast.
There's water.
In fact, you stumble over one of the lines securing the barge. Right? You don't fall in, but you do make yourself look a bit of an ass.
I'd like to snigger at this.
I look to Jansen as I'm coming up to the gangplank and say, did the church provide us with accommodation on your boat, or are we just on the general deck?
I know the boat itself is, like I said, it's a big barge. It's only a crew of about 4. Yeah, there is accommodation inside, and you have been quartered. So yes, of course, there's quarters for you. It's cramped, but as Aaron well knows, I cook well. So
Excellent.
we'll be together for maybe a day and a half as we go upriver.
Okay. Do you have any rum on board this barge?
Now we're talking.
Do not give it the dragon.
We have schnapps.
Forest life.
We have some schnapps.
We've
A bit modern
got us
beer
thinking about
Friday.
schnapps. I mean, is that flammable? He says, pointing at Crimson.
It depends on the weather.
Depends if you upset me or not.
By the way, Crimson, I just want to point out to you, you're not currently armed. Okay? I should have said
I've
that.
still got my breath.
Tell me about it.
Either you have taken charge of the inventory. You've taken charge of his 2 long swords.
Yeah.
Okay. The hammer from his toolkit, the crowbar, and basically you've got his backpack that they released to you. Right? He is in his leather armor, right? You've got his crossbow as well. So you've got his crossbow, 2 long swords, and his pack shared between you. You're all kind of.
Okay. I check the pack to make sure there's no rum in it.
There is no rum in it.
There is no rum in it. And hand him his pack. If you're with us,
anomaly with D&D Beyond, make sure you equip your armor if you're wearing it.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Do that.
It won't show up.
Should have mentioned this before. Crimson, following
Another drink.
Well mentioned. Now to check.
come on, words work for me.
Lou,
Yeah.
Lou, sorry. You did give me armor, didn't you?
Yes.
Because it's not in my inventory, and therefore I can't equip myself with it.
Yeah, my long swords aren't shown on mine either. If you're on about the app.
Hold on. I'm checking that.
All be fixed.
well, in the meantime, Crimson, this is your equipment, I believe. If you're travelling with us and assisting us with this issue, you might as well have it for now.
Are you giving him back his
Sorry,
weapons? That's your call.
Yeah, I'm giving him his weapons. It's a show of trust. I trust you to have your weapons and your equipment.
I'll grab my 2 swords, put them in their sheaths, and I'll got back.
Okay. If you could equip them, please. Can you? Have you got D&D Beyond there?
Me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be like a little box next to the items. You can just click them on.
Click on inventory and you can.
Can't click up us.
Lou, I can add my armor, can't I, if you tell me? So armor.
Wait a second. We're just going to start you off with. Actually, I'm going to start you off with that. Okay. So.
You might have to refresh your page, guys, if Simon's updating them with equipment.
Yeah, it's a little bit laggy on real-time update.
Well, let me know when you've finished, Lou, and I'll.
Right, Crimson. So as I am trusting you with your equipment, would you favour me with a description of this tiefling?
While you're talking, the ferryman goes, "Are you ready to cast off?" This shouts across at you.
I just wave him and
Okay.
I'd like
Down
to
the- down the
description of the team.
They are casting off. There's much shouting.
So, Crimson, did you have a name for this tiefling?
I do.
His
Well,
name
it's
is
my middle
Zatari.
name.
Zatari.
Thank you.
Sorry, what was that?
Zatari.Zetari.
Is it not?
Right.
Oh,
At this point,
sorry.
I will ask Jamie to give you a description of himself.
Yep. I am around 6'5", of medium to slight build, with wine dark red skin, luxurious black hair, about shoulder length, and black eyes with bronze veins.
Horns?
Short horns on the top of the head, going from around here back like this.
Okay.
Almost like a gelled back.
Do I
Yeah,
know?
like this slicked back.
Yeah. Do I know the name or the description?
No, not at all. Never heard of him before.
Do I know the name or the description?
No. Nor do you, Chaz, nor do you, Amory.
Jamie, did you want me to show that picture?
No, that's later.
Okay.
I'll tell you when that's coming up.
Roger.
Right. So, and did he say where he was heading?
No, to answer for Chris, he really didn't. Things were pretty confused, and there was a couple of guys with him, some fairly tough-looking guys with him at the time, and he was kind of kept apart from the crew for the whole of the passage. Right. The one thing that Chris would know is that the guys that were with him were definitely Blue Hand. Right. Have I explained what Blue Hand is to everybody?
Well, to me, yes.
Blue Hand, Richard, would you like to enlighten them?
Blue Hand are one of the main criminal organizations within the Empire.
You've all heard of Blue Hand.
Basically, it's the mafia.
Oh, you might have explained this then. I've just forgotten.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Chris, you know that the guys that were with him in Blue Hand, right?
Yeah.
One of those guys was killed during the boarding action. Right. So he only left with one other guy. Yeah.
Did he have any baggage with him when he left?
Nothing specific. Nothing of any note.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Well, we've got a few days on this barge, so I'm sure one of the sailors would quite happily sell you some of his rum while we're here. Please ensure you're in a state to disembark correctly, though.
Okay, guys, we're slowly making your way up the Wreck River. Could you please,
Cheryl,
could you please put the map up without the markers on again, please? There you go. If you could zoom in a little bit, please. So, as you're sailing upriver, the landscapes as I described it, there's various side rivers. There's a decreasing amount of traffic as you move up. As you go further out of the wetland, the lowland areas, you go further into the pine forests. As you get further up the river, can I get a perception check from everybody, please?
What dice is that?
Everyone bar me.
I'm going to do it for you.
Roll a d20 for Anne-Marie. I don't know if
22.
do Anne-Marie and Chris need dice rolls doing for them?
I've just done one. It said 16.
I got 19.
Did you see my perception check? For some reason, my dice rolls aren't.
Have you got yours sent to everyone, Lou?
We'll double check. Yes, sent to everyone by default. Did you see the perception check came up? For
No,
Aaron
I
Dodd,
didn't.
Yes. Well,
No.
I rolled an 8. Mills rolled a 22. Aaron rolled a
22, did he?
I got
22.
19.
As you
I
go
got 3 on my roll.
as you're about 10 miles south of Melerethrian, Vela Mathrin, it's relatively early in the morning. Mills, you've come up on deck to stretch your legs as usual and do some stretches and chatters and martial arty stuff up there. The crew are giving you the eye, but you're giving them a damned good ignoring to. You spot a body floating in the water, about a quarter of a mile away towards the shore.
Oh, Captain, man, body in the water to whichever direction.
Okay, and he
over there.
And
Yeah.
he brings the ship fairly expertly, relatively close, and they launch a small boat, and drag this body back on deck. Right. It is a man. He's fairly stocky and well built. He looks Southern Empire. And he has been very, very obviously stabbed in the back.
Okay, I'll do an investigation check. See what else I can find.
I take it you've called me up as well on the deck.
Yes. Yeah.
Investigation.
I'll do one as well for you.
Okay.
19.
19.
9.
19. Anybody else coming up to have a look?
I can, but I don't know. What am I supposed to be doing?
An investigation roll.
Yeah, so how do I do that? Because last time I just rolled the dice. So do I have to click investigation first or what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
click-
go to
click
skills
investigation.
and then click on the bonus next to investigation.
Okay.
Yeah, Lou, just to let you know, my armor is in my
I know.
pack because I've suddenly realised, I've just checked, seeing what my armor class is when I don't wear it.
Okay.
Click them bits there.
Okay. Evan, you've got no idea who this guy is.
Is everyone doing an investigation, are they?
Yeah, you're an investigation. You're whatever.
I think Chris has just done one just because we're getting used to the app. We've never used the app before.
No,
Okay.
11.
Alexis, 21 with
You
Alexis.
can tell Chaz, and Mills, because yours was quite high, wasn't it? Chaz,
19.
Chaz, you can tell that this guy has obviously had a hard life. Right? He looks like a street thug, but he's dressed quite well for a street thug. Right?
Well
Chris,
dressed.
Are you on deck and have you looked at this guy?
I'll stumble my way up to have a look.
Right. So Chris turns and he goes, "It's him."
It's who?
He says, "That's the guy that left with the bloody tiefling."
Interesting.
You said that without moving.
Moving through the quest.
It's diff.
All right.
Anyone doing anything else? No. Go for his pockets and stuff. There's some coins in there. Nothing else of real note. It looks like he's been quite expertly picked over for anything of use, and they've not needed the money.
Right. Well, I will conduct a quick rite, consigning him to our lady.
I join in, of course, as a monk.
Yeah. Coins.
I
You could have robbed dead man.
previously
I'll
watched
pick up the two.
Pardon? He's gonna
Pirate. Chinese.
Do you want any roll for anything for me for that? Right?
Not
Or
at all.
not at
while
all? Right.
stroking my metal cat.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. I'm going to do a religion check.
Okay. I'm doing a religion check. 18.
Yeah, I will do one as well, because I, of course, as a monk, would have helped.
Yeah, I'll do one.
What are you doing, Jensen?
Okay.
23.
23 mils. Right. Your left wrist becomes cold as though a icy breeze, not wind, an icy breeze is blowing across it.
Mhm.
Excellent. Love it.
Do you look at your wrist?
Yes.
Okay. Your tattoo, and bear in mind you are the only person that can see this, your tattoo of the ferryman is now showing a boat, right, with the Reaper in it, right? And it is continuing to move in a direction that appears to be upriver. No matter which way you orientate yourself, the slow animation looks as though it is continuing to move in that direction. So if you turn around, it looks like it's going the other way. If you put your wrist there, it still looks like it's going that way.
I casually wander over to Ivar and go, the Tiefling's upriver.
The coffee table.
Captain, all haste to our destination, please.
Okay, so you continue to go upriver. You go past Velmerthian, right? And as you get towards Velmerthian, instead of stopping, your tattoo does the same thing again, Richard.
What, as in points further up?
Points further up.
I again inform Ivar that it's further up.
Mild, use your insight to guide the captain as to where we need to go, please.
Mm-hmm. And I guide the captain.
This all gets a bit samey. So about 12 hours later, you are starting to approach Pebble Fan. So Michelle, if you could put the picture of Pebble Fan from the river up.
Okay, Lou, can you just note down somewhere, because it doesn't seem to be on here. If I'm not wearing armor, this is for you when you're doing damage rolls, my AC is 10 plus my Dex modifier plus my Wiz modifier, which by my maths means I've got an AC of 17.
God damn monks!
I'll be 2 seconds, guys.
Oh, there's Shaz's timer. Why is Shaz's timer?
I can't see where that would come in on this, because it's saying armor class of 15, but I should have, by my calculations, 17.
Okay. 17 or 17?
17. 1-7.
That is what Purple Fan looks like. Okay.
Pretty.
The icy breeze on your wrist stops when you get towards Pebble Fan.
Cool. I inform the rest of the team that, the tiefling's definitely here.
Right. I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
Well, a tiefling is in this area.
So you birth. Cheryl, could you put the map up, please?
I seem to have a thing for that.
So, as you can see, guys, let me find Pebble Farm quickly. So I'm looking at the same.
All this talk of passing water.
Oh, this is talking passing water. Right. Pebble Farm. Okay. So, Pebble Farm. Ignore the bridges, please. Okay. So the two bridges are not there. Okay. It's a wide sweep of river that goes around the edge of the
I take it this where the northern bridge would be is effectively sort of a set of docks, perhaps, where we dock.
Yeah, set of docks, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And that is where you birth. Right. It's a not particularly busy place. I mean, there's a number of boats there. There's quite a lot of stacks of furs. It's obviously a fur trading port. You have been passing periodic rafts of timber as well, as you've been going upriver. So the lifeblood of the region's been passing you by. As you can see as you taking you disembark.
Yes.
Okay, so find his name again. Janssen says that he's been booked to return you downriver as well, so they'll stay where they are.
Okay,
So you can return to the ship, the barge at any time if you want. And he takes care of any birthing fees. There's some guy kind of self-importantly calling himself harbour master. It's a bit of a grand term, really. Right. And there's a number of people wandering around, mainly locals, some trappers wearing big fur hats and stuff, that sort of thing going on. Right.
Right. Well, I think that the first thing we should do is announce ourselves to the local shrine to let them know we're in town.
So you're walking up through town, right?
Yeah, up through town towards the shrine. Number 4.
Okay. So you all going with Ivan?
No.
I'm going with Ivan.
Was that a no from you, Chris? Was it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and find a bar, maybe.
No, you're not going to because your necklace. Yeah.
No.
He's
No.
Where's he going?
As you walk up through town, right, number
You guys can meet me at the bar. It's fine.
Number 8.
8. Right.
5 is
Number
in
coin well spent.
Yeah, 5 and 8 are in.
5 and 8 are in. Yeah, so as you get up through town, the Silver Reed Inn is there. Do you go into the Silver Reed Inn? You just said you were going to, so you can go into the Silver Reed Inn. The rest of you are continuing towards the shrine, right?
We carry on walking towards the shrine.
Okay.
I turn casually to Mills.
When you're ready.
Did he just go in the inn?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. What do you do is as you walk into the inn, it's did I give you the picture of the coaching inn, Cheryl?
2 seconds.
Cat butt.
Why?
Okay, so I will share my screen quickly. There we go. Sorry, ignore that. So the coaching inn, that's what it looks like on the inside. What do you do? There's a number of patrons in there. Barkeep, so innkeeper, serving wench. It's quite a pleasant enough place. It's obviously the classy bar in town. It's well kept. There's better standard of traders and stuff in there, so trappers and stuff in there. Some locals. It's fairly early. It's fairly early afternoon. What do you do, Chris?
Go to the bar.
Go to the bar and mingle with the locals.
Okay.
Mingle.
You walk up to
As
the
the
bar.
shag.
Or just sit in the corner, you know, and observe. People watch.
And you walk up to the bar. As you're walking towards the bar, right, your necklace is getting heavier.
Not again.
And it's getting heavier. And it's getting really, really heavy now. It's just driven you to your knees. Right? And then it's so heavy you can't lift your head off of the floor. And you're now unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
How
People,
far?
the locals
far
are
have
going,
we got?
bloody hell.
How far have we got?
You've gone far enough for it to activate properly.
Okay. Mills, that should be far enough. Go and get him.
Yes. So I walk into the bar.
give a polite nod to everyone.
You come to a couple of minutes later, right? And Mills is sat at a table just looking at you. And the rest of the locals are absolutely bewildered by what's just happened here. Right? Because you all of a sudden have started trying to wrestle this necklace off your head and then just passed out on the floor.
I just
It-
grumble at
Crimson.
Mills.
Crimson, it may be wise in the future to remain with us rather than wandering off on your own.
Catbut.
That's what every cat I've ever owned has always looked like to me.
Is that a Jim or joke?
My dogs are better.
And that's what Jim thinks of you.
Yeah. Strange things may happen if you wander off on your own.
Yeah, you get a cat book.
I take it in the meantime, myself, myself,
Aaron and
Alexis and Erin have reached the shrine.
It's a fairly small. It's a fairly small. It's more like a chapel, really. It's not manned. There's not a priest there. There's quite a significant, well kept shrine there. It is a shrine. You would know that this sort of town doesn't really warrant a priest all the time. They tend to have visiting priests move around the area. They'll move up and down. There are priests of different churches will come in and they'll hold a service. So there's not a priest per se there. It is a shrine, right? And it is a shrine to the spectrum, not specifically to a god. Okay.
We leave I scrawl a token on a piece of paper, effectively
Yeah.
to say we are there in town in case the priest returns.
Yeah. You all feel a gentle, cool breeze across your tattoos, and that's it. Nothing. You look at them, nothing's changing. It's just an acknowledgement of your abasement. Fine.
Right. Well, let's go and find out if Mills is having some fun, shall we?
Okay, so you all go back to the tavern, huh?
Yeah, we
Grumbling at the necklace.
we head back to the tavern. I walk in with a bit of a smirk on my face, looking straight at Crimson.
What are you two currently doing? 'Cause he's now come to. You letting him have a drink? No.
He can have one.
I'm just going to roll my eyes.
I'm going to take a couple of coppers off of you.
How do you gotta be, Jim?
Okay. Anyone doing anything like a perception check?
Yes, I'll go for a perception check. That's
Go
about.
on then.
Yeah, because I would have done one as well when I get in.
Yeah.
Simon, just quickly, which picture of a bar is it you want? The Pet Plan
It is
Tavern?
the coaching in.
The
Bluebell
coaching in.
coaching in.
Okay, fine then. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't like these dice rolls.
You're going for some insight in there.
No. you see bugger all.
Yeah, you
Oh,
see.
the gods are not going well with you.
Did you see mine, Simon?
Yeah.
Yeah, focus on
16.
So where was yours? Have you done one yet?
I can't see. Rich,
I haven't seen your perception check yet, Chaz. Have you done one?
Say hello. I didn't see
Hello.
Chad. Hello, child.
Hello.
Hello, little one.
Hello.
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 Right, come on.
Okay.
Give me one
The
moment.
druid seems to be the most observant person that we have with us at the moment.
Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. It's a coaching in. Right? There's nothing particularly
When did you do that?
untoward going on. Are you staying in the main room?
Yes.
Yes, I mean I will approach the bar and engage the barkeep in.
No, it's done that.
There's an innkeeper, his wife, and a serving wench.
Yes, well I'll engage the innkeeper in a
Very nice, but I don't
sort of gentle discussion as to the comings and goings of the local area.
Oh, good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Can I help you?
I was just wondering if we have we've just arrived in the area, and we're looking on sort of local news, really.
Local news? Well,
Any interesting happenings around?
same calf twice, but apart from that, anything.
Um,
There was all that. There was. Are you with those guys that were in last week?
Last week? No, I don't believe so.
No. About 5 or 6 of them were in. Nice enough chaps, just a bit odd.
Odd how?
Well, they didn't quite focus. They just came in, bought some food, and then I mean, they looked like they wanted to have a drink, but they didn't. They only had one, I think. I think it's not one. And even then, they weren't supposed to. You know what I mean? You know, when someone's just like skiving off, they should be skiving off.
I certainly do. Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, they didn't stay long, and they out and went. And after that,
Certainly. Could I chase a meal for myself and my friends, indicating the table where the rest of them are?
oh, absolutely, no
Well,
problem at all.
Right.
Right. It's standard kind of pub fare. There's a hog roasting of the fire. Nice, pleasant enough food. You are all refreshed. We would call this a short rest. Other pleasant things that goes on. And the barman comes over later on. Have you been reasonably generous with your tipping by any chance?
Yes.
Well, the servant when she comes up to you and goes, he was asking about those fellas that was in last week.
Yes.
Well, I can't tell you much else, but rumour is old Tom, right, one of the local trappers, he's been shouting his mouth off about them. Says he saw all sorts of weirdness.
And where would we
Right.
find
But
old
old
Tom?
Tom's a bloody lush anyway, so we don't believe him.
So, I mean, where would I find him? This
He'll
old Tom.
be in, he said. He'll be in the coin well spent, and he'll be in a bucket.
Okay. That's the other tavern, I take it.
That's the other tavern, yeah.
Right. Certainly. Oh, it's just so you are aware, my good man.
Yeah.
In my group of associates here, I do have a monk with me. He will take anyone's confessions that are that if they feel they need to give them at the shrine.
Well,
I noticed that you have a penchant for the usual wandering priests to come through. So while we're in town, I'm sure he would be more than happy to help any of the locals out that needed it.
well, if I'm honest here, it's been have you told him what church you represent?
Not yet.
Well, he'd be like, well, what church you represent?
Lou, it'd be quite obvious what church I represent.
Are you all obviously being who you are still?
I am.
Relatively, yeah.
Well, it's been a while since one of you's been up here to take the collection.
It's fine. Rest assured, the balance is always served.
So if you let me know, I should get the squire to come down, and he'll bring the collection from the shrine, because none of you did the perception check in the shrine, right?
Oh, I did.
And you can take the collection with you back to your mother church, can't you? And that should cover us for all eventuality, shouldn't it? Right.
Certainly.
Yeah, the collection being exactly what it sounds like. It's donations towards the toll for the Lord of Death. Yeah.
I lean over to Albert, tap him on the shoulder, and say, "It's probably best if we do that on the way back."
Agreed.
And I turn around to the innkeeper or whoever, saying, "We will do that, but we will do it when we return at the end of our business, rather than risking the loss."
Of course. Far better from the likes of me to tell you about your business. So, would you be liking a bed for this evening?
No, we have the barge that we came in on is remaining for us, so we will remain out with our lodgings there for now. Please make it known.
Sir. Are you staying? Would you like a drink?
We will have one more before we go about.
I'll take a couple of cobbles over here.
Yeah.
I'll take the grand total of two silver pieces, and I'll share it across everything.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
You know, we're not being obviously. We're just as if we're passing through, sort of thing, and not per se interested in the town.
But one of the quirks about the church is that while people will donate to you, they do expect you to pay. You don't tend to get a lot of charity from people like that. They'll pay the money for you to take for the service that you provide, but they'll expect you to return the bloody favour. It's just one of the quirks of the church.
I'm taking it we sort of stayed there till sort of what time did we arrive? We arrived early in the morning, didn't we?
Well, you arrived about midday, early afternoon, so it's starting to get a bit dark now.
It's looking at dusk, right? Let's have a think. Where else? Just having a quick glance at the map. Mills and
everybody do me a religion check, please.
A religion check.
Yes, please.
Is this everyone?
Yeah, please.
21.
22.
Oh, Aaron and Alexis 10. No. Right, Aaron. You feel the dry, cold wind on your tattoo again.
I look at it.
Okay, you can see your Reaper tattoo is holding an hourglass with purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does? Yeah.
Like that, holding an hourglass up and looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we're running out of time.
The implication is that time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Right. So
deal with that information as you will, because you're the only person that can see that.
Yes.
Okay, I will. I'm guessing if we're looking at leaving, I'll mention it to Crax's character again.
Right.
Yeah. That I've had this feeling, and I'll glance at my wrist so he gets the idea that we need to start getting going and go on our sort of quest.
Yes, I'm sort of at the point where I'm like, right, we need to. I feel we need to investigate the town a bit more. The trapper, he said he'd be in a bucket, so there's no point in hunting him down till the morning.
Unfortunately, really, pretty much everything else is shut. This isn't an all-night kind of place.
Yeah.
Right. So when I said in a bucket, she may have been exaggerating.
Yeah. I'm just looking at what else is in town that would still be functioning in early evening.
Pretty much bugger all. Right. Everything's going to be pretty much shut. The Smith will have been packing up.
Hey, look,
the merchant will definitely have packed up. All I see, Amory, is rectum. Every time I look at your screen,
a different rectum as well.
Right, so it's.
My powers And into a cat.
So this one still got his balls as well.
Right.
Yeah,
So
to be fair, you got cat balls.
How would it?
How much have you let Chris drink?
2.
Chris. Oh,
Ciders.
Two of the very locally watered down beers.
Chris
Nah,
looks
don't
pretty
drink beer,
grumpy
bro.
at the
he
moment.
didn't get rum.
He's nursing his watered down beer with a face on.
Right.
Can we give him some Gaviscon and he won't breathe fire?
We'll leave that one to the architect.
Whatever he chooses to do.
Right.
Hey, look, I'll make everyone laugh. I'm just the comedic effect at this point.
If Mills and Aaron, is it Aaron?
Aaron.
Go and head up to the shrine and then back to the boat, and myself and I keep trying to highlight it. Alexis will make a more direct line towards the boat.
You're not going to the tavern this evening.
I thought we were in the tavern.
No, you're in.
Isn't there the other tavern?
There was another tavern. There's the Silver Reed Inn, and there was the Coin Well Spent tavern.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll head up. We'll head to the tavern. You two head up to the
shrine,
and then rejoin us.
Hockadoggy.
Have you told anybody that you're going to the shrine again? Because you said you
don't
weren't
think
going
it'd be a
to
good
go
idea.
until after you finished your business.
No, we said we wouldn't take the.
We said we wouldn't take the toll.
The offer, the toll, the contributions until after we were finished our business.
Yeah.
Crimson, you can come with us. We're heading
You
to
look
the tavern.
now you've been to the pub.
I mentioned casually to the innkeeper, saying, "I will, monk. I'm heading to the shrine for a short period. If anybody wishes to make confession or anything, I will take it now."
It's all thank you, sir. And he has a word with the servant wench who disappears out of the back door of the tavern.
Right, so we leave. As we're leaving, I said to the barman, "Thank you very much. It was excellent repast that we have had here."
Okay. I'll save you all the effort. There's nothing particularly suspicious going on.
Okay, so we just stomp along and we go into the tavern.
Okay. Could you put the other tavern up, please, Sharon? Okay. Some tavern. Right?
Tavern, nothing special.
This is the rougher end of the scale. This one, right? This is a dive. There's lots of trappers in here. It's pretty noisy. Right.
I take it we got a description of the trapper that we wanted. What was his
Oh
name?
yeah. He's the one with a great big bushy beard. I mean, massive. He looks like a ferret peeping out of a bush. That's what she said.
That was Old Tom, wasn't it?
Old Tom, yeah, and he's as old as the hills, and the beard's snow white.
Yeah. Do we see him as I walk in, or do you want me to do a perception check?
No, you'll see him as you walk in. He's probably the loudest guy in the room.
Okay. But in the meantime, I will still hit a perception check for this tavern as we walk in.
I've just
Yeah,
done one.
please. You don't notice anything particularly special.
I haven't got over 10 yet.
I hit a 20. Does that count?
You hit 20. Yeah, there's the people sat around Tom are looking a bit bored at the same story, right, over and over again. It is what it is. The only thing that you really see is there's an upper level, which is obviously the innkeeper's residence. You don't see anything particularly suspicious. It's a fairly open book kind of place. It's just where the trappers come to drink when they're not out trapping, right, or out in the woods. And most of the locals tend to avoid the place because it gets a bit rowdy. The furniture looks repaired a number of times. It is pretty much as the map is: bar, Storeroom.
Does the Dragonborn attract any attention as he walks in?
Yeah, the Dragonborn attracts some attention. Right.
Chris,
You're attracting
you're
attention.
attracting attention.
Right.
He's pretty tall, dressed as a pirate, and
No,
Crimson,
And
go
has a
get
whole
yourself
case
a
of
drink.
eczema.
and makes a beeline for the bar. I'm assuming.
You're an alcoholic.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed an actual drink this time.
Yes,
Can
you
you,
are.
can you do me a perception check, please?
Who?
And big grumpy.
Crimson, can you do me a
Might have to go
perception
to
check,
this.
please?
The perception.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your phone. Sorry.
Where is it?
It's for the P.
Oh.
9.
You look behind the bar. You don't see anything particularly interesting, which is a bit of a shame for you. You just see the local brewers and various bottles, none of which you specifically recognise.
Give me your strongest stuff.
The strongest stuff?
Leech.
Are you sure the strongest stuff, sir?
That's a mistake.
Are you sure the strongest stuff, sir? And he reaches down and he pulls out a small, much battered cask. Looks like it's been reused a number of times. And it says, Uncle Mick's Special on the side of it. Right?
I feel like that's
Make a constitution save.
You can also tell by looking at it, it was obviously used for something like rat poison or ferret droppings or something else equally unpleasant before being repurposed. Are you sure you want one of these?
Should you have a perception check on this?
You have another perception check specifically on this one. If you want.
You can have another. Like, this might actually just be rat poison at this point.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
fine.
Random question for you, Simon. Does
Yes?
a passive perception of 14 count on anything towards this?
A passive
got
perception of
19.
14.
He got 19 on this
Are you
check.
looking over at this and seeing what's going on? Are you?
Yes, I'm standing at the back and just passively observing the room. My passive investigation.
Something piques your interest and says that you need to try and have a look closer. Do a perception check for me.
Do another perception check. Okay.
I've done my perception check on the
17.
bottle.
Right. You recognise that is not deep forest moonshine. It's ridiculous proof and probably going to render him insensible fairly quickly. But the barkeep is pouring him a fairly gloopy, clear-looking substance into a much battered glass, and all the locals are starting to snigger.
Crimson, if you are certain you wish to do this,
No, I've done it. I think I'm good. I've done a perception check of 19.
Yeah, so you know what you're going to drink.
Okay. That's going to be at least five cut a pieces, he said, chuckling to himself.
Is that going to require some form of constitution check?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
So as you take your first sip of this, it initially tastes like liquid ambrosia to you, and then very shortly afterwards starts tasting like petrol.
I mean,
you were drinking it anyway. You just had to find out what you were drinking.
And all the locals are looking at you. Can I have a constitution check off you, please, Chris?
Who, Chris?
Yes.
Oh, it's going
I want to see this.
Where'd you find it?
Constitution is one of your stats at the top.
And underneath that, there's saving throws. Constitution is third one down on the left.
18. 20.
Oh, you lucky son.
Yeah, you've done well there.
You lucky son. You knock this thing back with absolute gusto and burp a little flame. Like that. Wink at the barking. And all the rest of the locals are like, that was pretty impressive. That was pretty impressive. And he is the utter centre of attention at the moment.
It's okay. I'm worried about
this guy
him
that
in
you
the end later
recognise from
on.
the description as Old Tom comes up and goes to Crimson. The last person I saw drink that much and still stand up. Well, hang on. No, I've never seen anybody drink that much and still stand up. You're our kind of people. Would you like another drink?
Go on then.
Say yes.
Go on then. We're talking.
Yep. I'm not getting you one of them. You can get that yourself. But I'll get you some snaps. And so some snaps is duly presented. He goes, I'm Tom. And who be you? He's talking to you.
Chris.
So I missed that then.
He said he's introduced himself as Tom and he's asked who you are.
You have to put your name back.
I'm Crimson Dragneel.
Hi would be
Pretty
helpful.
fancy. What are you doing in this place? Are you gonna either of you two gonna interject at any point?
I'm letting him get a bit of a repertoire with him. He seems to have
Just say like you're helping mates.
I'll be plans. Helping some mates with getting my ship and crew back.
What happened?
We won't go into details.
Oh, it's a shame. We're a bit starved of entertainment up here. Well, your business is your
Give me some
business.
more
okay.
later.
Well, at this point, I sort of say, well, stories are stories. I got told by a few other people around town that you've got some good ones.
There's almost a collective groan goes up in the bar. Right, barman's like that, giving you the whole really.
I flipped the barman a couple of coppers to shut him up.
And he moves off down the other end of the bar. Don't encourage him too much, he says on the way past.
Someone said you got a new story recently, old Tom, about some weirdos that came through town.
Oh, yeah. Wait, shut up, you lot.
I'd love to hear
I was like down south. I was about, he said very rapidly, looking for the appropriate picture to give you an idea of scale. No, there we go. Get province.
So have I and Anne-Marie's character come back from the shrine yet?
I'll get to you two in a second. All right. Could you put up the province shell with the markers on?
I don't like this character.
What?
Got some attitude.
Right. So he tells you that he was hunting further down south, right, from here, and looking at the scale, you're talking about 10 kilometres.
Oh, the online. That the.
Eight.
What you show?
Perhaps not that far. It's a distance, though. It's a reasonable walk. Out of the pine forest into the target where he was hunting. There are three. Battle sites. Right. First Empire battle sites and crypts. Right. They've been there for years, and he's been always around the place hunting them. And picking up. Which one is it? This one here. Wait a second. I need to load a new map myself so I can give you some details. Sorry, 2 seconds, please. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. All right. So there are 3 crypts, right? And they're known to the locals as Wist Keeley. So Wister Cayley, which is Wisterkely, which is the most southerly and westerly one. Right. Lancre. So Lake Crare, which is Lakecre, Barrow, and Antonby Barrow as well. And he says that while he was in the general area, he saw around about 8, 9 guys. So no, tell a lie, sir, it was 10. Right, guys on horseback moving around these barrows, and there was obviously something weird going on with them. Have you bought another drink yet, Chris?
Well, I thought I was given a drink.
No,
Yeah,
you have
he's
to buy-
giving you a drink. Are you buying him one back?
I'll do the common courtesy.
Okay, so he's bought you one back, and he says that he saw these guys. There was some redskin guy with them as well. He didn't look like he particularly wanted to be there at the time, but there was also, and this is one which really got his back up, right? There was a dark-skinned guy, quite short, but dark-skinned but pale, like he was ill, and tired. He looked particularly, right? And he was all bundled up against the cold, even more so than the rest. Looked like he was properly out of place. He was definitely a foreigner.
Okay.
No, they was heading to one of the 2 southern crypts, right? And I'll be honest with you, this guy which I saw, the short foreigner, he made my skin crawl as soon as just look at him. Right. And they was arguing about something, and I didn't really pick up much on it, but they was talking about time frames and stuff. That's all I heard. They didn't see me. Right. But yeah, I beat feet as soon as I seen it. Yeah, and all the rest of the locals are like, no, he's talking crap. He's probably just being drunk and just making money, making this up for bloody free drinks. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Good man. Just pat him on the shoulder. Pay for another drink for him with a barman, just a cheaper ale. Enjoy your evening, Tom. Enjoy your evening.
Okay. Aaron and Richard, I'm not going to make you do a perception check. You're in the shrine. Both of you are doing your observances, just praying at the shrine as you would do. And the local squire turns up. He's quite a florid man, reasonably well off. Not rich by Marienburg standards, but obviously the top man around here. He motions to you, and at the back of the shrine, there's a stone box, right? They remove the lid of the stone box, and inside is the collection, which is a black steel box, right, with the emblem of the death god on it, right, cross sides. And he says, that's the collection there for you, sir. That's from the locals. And there's a couple of people, and some of the locals have been gathering, not carrying torches, but not in a threatening way, just because it's dark there now. There's no street lights or anything. Right?
Yeah.
You're not being chased out of town by a mob.
Yet.
And they're asking for you to take their direct contribution for loved ones that are ill.
Turn around to him and explain to him that we have business in the area, and that we will take the contribution when we return on our way back to Marienburg. It has been noted that they have tried to give it, but we would not want to risk loss of the contributions. So we will collect them on the way back. The observances have been observed. It's simply that we do not wish to risk carrying that amount of money should we venture into the forest.
Okay, so they all understand that. They ask you, and you do take note of this 3 or 4 families here, not full families, but representatives of families.
Yeah.
You take note of their names and of their loved ones. I'm not going to make you write them down. They don't really matter for the event.
And I give them a blessing and a prayer for them as they for their loved ones.
Okay, right. So that's effectively all that happens at the shrine. There's nothing else of any great interest there. And when you finish doing what you're doing, that's about the time that the rest of the party is finished in the town.
Right, so as we are coming out of the tavern, I look at Crimson and say, "Good work there."
Okay.
You're welcome.
Right.
So, Anne-Marie. Yeah. Your wrist gets icy cold this time. I'm talking borderline unpleasantly cold.
Yeah.
You look at your tattoo again.
Yeah.
And the tarot is now mainly hourglass.
Mainly what? Sorry.
Mainly hourglass, and the top bulb of the hourglass is nearly empty.
Yeah, so we definitely need to move on now.
All right. So, from what we were told by old Tom, it appears what we're seeking is at one of the barrows to the south of us.
We've taken Lou. I take it me and Aaron have now wandered back up and joined the party because otherwise, Ivor's not going to know this.
The shrine's basically opposite the tavern.
Yeah.
So
I've stopped and basically said, like, we need to find whatever we're looking for now.
Right.
It's urgent. This is like, we have no time left.
We have 3 barrows to investigate. How do you suggest we do this? They are a couple of hours travel from us.
Well, can I do that whole transformation thing yet?
Bearing in mind the squire and the squire. Oh, do you want to do that, dear?
Well, could do, because you said I could either be a wolf or a raven. So if I was a raven, I could have a look and tell them what's going on and scout it. Wouldn't I get there quicker?
We are in new territory here for me. So
sorry.
No, it's fine.
She's going wild shape.
Yeah.
What's the question?
You work smarter, not harder.
She wants to become the raven.
And go and scout.
It's a bonus action. She can do it twice, I think, per short rest. It lasts for, I believe, 2 hours.
So would I be able to do at least one or two of them barrows?
Lou has the stats for the raven. You need to know what the fly speed is, but depending how far it is, yes.
Moon beast, summon beast.
What a math.
You're looking in the wrong bit. 1 second. I'll find you the thing. 1 second.
You're looking at the wrong bit.
Look at the wrong thing. It's not on her character sheet. No,
sorry,
you need
guys.
No, it's fine. This is the thing with druids. You need to find the stats for a raven. So 1 sec. You've got a 50-foot fly speed. So you fly 50 feet every 6 seconds.
How many miles? How many feet away is the? It's not on the fly speed.
I was looking at your actual movement speed. Your speed's ridiculous.
Too far for you to fly from where you are in raven form.
What was that? Sorry, I was getting insulted by Chris.
Too far for you to fly from where you are in
In
Ravenfall.
Ravenfall.
What,
Within
in
about
2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. It might be less than 2 hours, actually. I need to check that.
If you didn't fly there in 2 hours, you'd end up turning back into you, and you'd be a long way away from the rest of the party.
You could do
Fair
it
enough.
twice.
You'll do it
In
twice.
theory, she could fly there, land, scout, fly back. But it would take like 4 hours in game time.
Yeah.
Yeah, by that point, if it's going to be 2 hours away for 3 different ones, we might as well split, do it, and then come back.
Yeah. Yeah, that only works if it's one as well, really.
Because it is now after sunset. Right, the afterglow is still there, but it is rapidly accelerating towards night. But it is basically night now.
Yes.
The squire and the serving wench from the tavern are still in the area.
Right.
Could we?
Again, it's 2 hours away. We have no way of travelling that quickly. And there's 3 to check.
Do me a religion check. What kind of inn were you in?
What?
What kind of inn was the first inn?
Expensive, poshy type one.
Yes. There we go. I'm still not getting over a 10.
A coaching inn.
Stable house.
So so you're saying they've got coaches?
So
and
get a coach, is what he's saying.
Horses.
Still, if it's 2 hours away on foot, you're looking, what, an hour away on horseback. There's still 3 to search. And you've got to travel between them each time. You're still looking the entire night searching somewhere where we might not find anything.
But hang on. If you've also mentioned that there's also people there, could we question them? Would they know?
What did Tom say to you?
Tom said there was 8 to 10 people on horseback at some of the southerly barrows. However, all 3 barrows are to the south of where we are now.
Yeah, he said the 2 most southerly barrows.
Which wasn't indicated to us which ones they were. All we got was the first one is southwest.
Could you show us the map, please? Sorry, that's actually my bad. I'm prepared to take that. The most northerly is Antonbury. So it's Laycare and Wisterkey. I can't pronounce that. So the reason I can't pronounce half these names is I haven't made them up. They've been procedurally generated by the map maker.
Right. So.
And suddenly these aren't where you want them to be.
Yeah.
Again, we're looking at between 2 places. Sort of roughly when he's marked it on the maps, how far apart are those barrows?
Those barrows are about 5k apart.
3 miles.
Yeah.
That's when we get to the first barrow, the other barrow is an hour away walking.
Yeah.
But if we manage to get horses, it's only about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind that you don't, looking at the map, you don't have to go across country all that
We still
far.
got apples.
Because there's a road that goes close by to them, reasonably close by to them.
Okay. Right. Head back to the first to the coaching house.
Yeah.
And inquire if they have any horses that we could use for a short period of time.
Oh yeah, of course we do, sir. We've got some good cart horses. We've got a couple of riders. We definitely got enough for your party. I don't know about him though. Looks at the Dragon Ball.
Did you not breathe fire on a cart horse? Looking at Crimson.
So he takes you out the back, and there's
Yes, I confirm muzzle on it.
Why do you put fire on a cart horse?
there's 6 horses there, right? 2 of better quality, 3 of a lower quality, but they're all still solid animals, and none of them are lame.
How much to rent them for the evening?
Or for all of them?
Yes.
Well, normally we take much more of a down payment, sir, but let's have a persuasion check from you, please.
Excuse me.
Oh, nice.
1 gold piece, sir.
Well, when I look at my inventory, I currently have 0 cash.
Okay, well, we'll amend that so that you've got
Something.
15. You got 15, the same as Richard.
15 is, I believe, the standard starting gold if you've got equipment.
Remember I said things weren't going to go particularly smoothly this evening? This is an example of that.
Yeah. Where's this gold?
All things we should have checked beforehand.
Right, so
Where's this gold?
I hand over the gold piece, and we're going to thunder off. I would like us all to head to
Again, inventory.
Lancre Barrow, which is the middle barrow, as fast as we possibly can.
Okay, so you're going down the road, yeah?
Down the road to the middle barrow.
Okay, so you cut down the road, then you follow follow that small stream up towards it. As you get closer and closer to the barrow, the horses get more skittish. Right? There's various ruins. You can see the remains of much overgrown remains of old battle lines and fortifications. There was obviously a battle here a long time ago.
I want to get a. All right, Anna, let's.
I was just going to say, should I use my animal handling to help calm the horses so then we can carry on using them?
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Right. And
9.
Your efforts don't do anything, really.
No.
Make it worse.
Right. As an action,
worse, though.
as an action, I'm going to use divine sense.
Divine sense.
I now detect any good, evil, or undead within 60 feet of me for the next hour.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna kibosh that because you don't need to, because the members of the clergy have the tattoo of the ferryman.
Okay.
Which will let you detect undead up to 150 feet away.
Okay. So, am I feeling anything as we're approaching the barrow?
You're not, right? The tattoo kind of weirdly it feels comfortable, right? Like there's been a lot of death here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of you are going to get that general impression. Can I get a perception check from whoever wants to do one, please?
Yeah, I'll do one.
Yeah.
Do you miss me?
Of course you do.
Well, someone just thrown 16, which is above mine, and 9.
Yeah.
What's it for a perception check?
Yeah, please.
So I was
Can I use
reading
my
one of the skills.
Passive intelligence investigation, which is 20.
You can do that if you want.
Yeah.
My perception was 23.
Oh, 23. Oh,
Jesus Christ. You can't sneak past the druid.
Yeah.
That proves that you don't even see the end of your horse. Right? Okay. Aaron, what you see is you see the entrance to the barrow, right?
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of hoof prints because you've got dark vision as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I think mine dark vision's like 50 or 60.
Yeah.
Feet.
So you see there's quite a lot of hoof prints and the barrow has been recently disturbed. Yeah.
Okay.
It's obviously been broken into. And there was a fire there. It looks like a group camped there, and there were some weird kind of staked out holes where posts have been removed from, leading away from the entrance, almost like a hunter's blind, right? Something designed to funnel animals into a killing zone.
Okay, so I
Okay.
will pass on the information to the group of what I've seen, and then should we go and investigate?
We're standing in the area outside of the barrow.
Yeah. It's effectively a fairly low mound. There was originally some sort of marker there. It's kind of bit broken down. It's obviously to all of you. It's almost your first empire. So think Roman.
Does the place feel at rest?
Yes, it does. But it does feel almost too at rest, right?
Like there's nothing there.
Like there's nothing there.
That's a bit odd.
The door is open.
We could just go and investigate.
Yeah. I'll do an investigation check.
Quickly.
Are you going in?
Round?
Yeah, and 25 for the investigation check.
You got the nat 20. Yeah, you found everything.
Right. So when you go inside, there's plenty of scuff marks, burned out torches in there. It goes back a distance, and there is a lower level to it as well. As you're walking through the crypt, everything's been turned over, right? You can tell that something has come out of the various niches as well, right? And it's basically empty. It's like they've emptied the place, like someone's emptied the place, right? There are a couple of bodies still there, right? Yeah, that's basically it. You can tell where stuff's been levered open. What it seems to be is that it's been opened in stages. You can tell that from the kind of tracking that you're doing there. Is that initially it's been opened and the lower level has been opened after an amount of time. And when you get down to the lower level, it's pretty much the same, but there's more water down there. It's dark. I'm assuming you've lit one of your torches, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's what you find. It looks like the place has been empty. And all of you, as clergy of the Death God, it feels like it's been empty. The souls of the dead, the feeling you would get from a full crypt is not there. You guys are familiar with this sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so we know that someone's taken it.
We're going to urge on towards the southern barrow, Weiser Kelly.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want an animal handling check to see if we can go any faster?
I can. I'll try it. 18.
18. Okay, you managed to calm the animals down, tighten up their tack, etc. Crimson, you barely avoid falling off. The horse does not like having a drag on its back.
There you go. You've got to carry the horse on your back.
So as you move towards the next barrow, you're getting closer and closer, and the horses are getting more and more skittish. Right. So you're about 750 meters, 500 meters away from the barrow, and I need now. As you're getting closer, are you staying on the horses?
I was looking, and I don't know if it'll work, but I have this spell saying speak with animals. Would they be able to tell us what they're sensing before we get there?
Yeah, you could literally just straight talk to the horses.
Should I do that? Would that be easier? Yeah. All right. I'm going to
Yeah.
cast that spell.
Okay, I'm not sure how this works, so let's roll with it.
I press cast the spell. I'm just. That's as far as I
I
know.
believe it literally works how it sounds.
That's
She
what I was
can
thinking.
talk to animals now.
Okay.
Speak to her as the horse.
Okay, so what I can take off of her, is it one of her spell slots that she's used?
It
Yeah,
should
it's,
have used the
it's done it
spell
on
slot.
my app anyway. It says that the slot's been
So
used.
they can speak with animals. Click. Or do you want me to do it? I'll do it.
I've clicked it, and it just says here, gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited to their intelligence, but at a minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including where they can perceive or have perceived within the past day.
Right.
You might be able to persuade the beast to perform a small favour for you.
Right. So you're talking in your communication with the horses. They tell you that they are walking on the dead. Right. This was a battlefield.
Right.
Which is why they're becoming more skittish, and the density of them is getting closer. None of them are undead; they are just dead. They are all dead. They've been,
So
some of them
the
have been
animals
left
can feel the souls.
Yeah. But something is up ahead that they really don't like. Right?
Can they tell us what it is, or like any sort of vibe off the thing, or they just don't like it?
They just don't like this area at all. Okay, you guys, are you still advancing on the horses?
No,
Okay, well, I'm just going to tell the horses to sort of bear with it. Just, we'll be okay. We'll look after them.
I'll say we
get us there and we'll get them back.
Yeah, we stop and leave the horses here and advance on foot towards the barrow.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll ask them to stay there, try and keep calm, and keep themselves safe, and give them a little pep talk.
Yes.
And then we can stealth along. But then I'll explain to you, nothing sounds like out of place.
You've hobbled the horses, and you're approaching the barrow from the east. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody going to use any particular skills to try and get any closer to this place?
Stealth?
Yeah, I use a stealth check.
Okay, give me a stealth check then, please.
What about
10.
I got a 5.
You're not particularly stealthy. Okay, you're not particularly loud, but you're not particularly stealthy. It is dark, right? So that assists you as well, but you're not
What
particularly
about
stealthy.
athletics?
Athletics? Not really appropriate here. You're not about to start doing running
I'll try my
races.
acrobatics then.
Do you want a stealth check off us all if we're going to try and sneak?
You acrobatics.
That's 16.
Yes.
You do not fall off the horse, Chris. I'm a great sworn. You're really quite noisy.
I got a 5.
You're really quite
No
noisy.
stealth from me. I
Do
can
you
talk to the horse.
immediately freeze after being noisy?
Yes.
Right. I need a perception check off of.
Got 21 stealth.
And then he got a nat 20 on his stealth check.
Who did?
Crimson. He
Crimson got a nat
backflipped off
20,
the
and
horse
you're
and
going.
disappeared.
You see nothing.
Are we all doing perception checks?
Yes, please.
I got 12.
Got 12.
17.
17.
You got perception check at 21. Wow, a stealth and perception at 21. You can't even ride a bloody horse.
Perception check. Please.
Dragon?
Ooh,
He's a stealthy dragon.
Okay, Crimson.
Let's have him back.
The theme here.
Are we doing a perception check, are we?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I'm going to quickly go to the loo.
There you go.
Sensitivity with acrobatics and stealth.
Okay. Most of you are totally bloody blind. Right? Mills, you can make out the barrow in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a number of horses hobbled just to the west of it. You can smell them and you can kind of hear them Right? And deal with that information as you will. Right?
Pass it to the rest of the party.
All right. Crimson.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You, dear boy, you see that there are 2 sentries, right? Sat not far from the entrance to the barrow. The entrance to the barrow is on the north side of it. You also see what looks like a cleft in the the southeast side of the barrow. There's a small overgrown path going down to it. Right? The cleft is out of the visual range of the sentries. The 2 sentries, you can't really make out how they're dressed, but they're dressed darkly and they look fairly professional. Right? They're not sat there next to a fire smoking or anything. These guys are on the job and they're not messing around. Right? You can also make out a faint glow coming from the entrance to the barrow.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Waking up now.
For God's sake.
There are
Sorry.
obviously people in there.
I'll pass it on. After witnessing the necklace.
Chris,
Yeah.
The sentries have not spotted you. Luckily, you lot got off the horses far enough.
I'm making a bottle. Can you just tell the guys and go and check on?
And we're having to make a bottle for William. He's just woken up.
Yeah, the reason why you spotted them at all is actually because the paladin made a noise and they poked their heads up to see what the fucking racket was.
I'm good.
Think.
Sure, all your fault. Thanks, friends.
Right.
Do with this information as you will.
Yeah.
To recap, entrance on the north side of the barrow. This place looks more substantial than the rest of them. You are about 300 feet away from them.
You're sounding a bit muffled, Simon. Are you covering the microphone with something?
I don't know. Is that better?
That's better.
Right. So what do you do, guys? What do you do?
Right. Is there anyone can take out those 2 sentries sneakily?
I'd need to get within 20 feet of them.
Can you have a look on my phone how my crossbow goes?
I'm sure.
Look at your app. If you go into your equipment, where it lists equipment, it should list range next to it.
Okay,
I have no hands free.
What do you want to know first?
Crossbow or longbow, how far can they shoot?
Right. Crossbow has a range of
Who's going to do the most damage on their alpha strike?
Probably not
Depends
me.
how
with the
flashy
darts.
you want it to be.
I do 1d4 plus 3 for the darts or the dagger, which both have a 20-yard range.
If I could get you in right behind one of them.
1d8 plus 4.
Crossbow does 1d8 plus 1.
Because I can make
Sorry?
someone invisible.
Sorry, what was that, Lou?
Crossbow does 1d8 plus 1, and it's a 320 feet range, but that is at long range.
Well, if someone can get me right behind them, I can do 1d8 plus 4. What's your hammer do, or your weapons do, Al?
I'm 1d8 plus 1, and then we go into the realms of
Smiting.
Holy Smite, which is every level I've got adds another 1d8 to the damage.
Right. I can do 3d.
You seem so smug about that.
I can do
Plus
3d.
your skill defender.
Fucking paladins, man.
But that's only against one target, isn't it? You can't get
Yeah.
two targets at once. There's
Yeah,
two
I've
of them
got it.
there. So we'd have to get two people there.
So can someone sneak?
I
Possibly
don't
not with
know.
my dice rolls.
Short bow how? Because I've got piercing.
Your steel defender does 1d8 plus 2.
Yeah.
It's either that or we just go in by the cleft and ignore the sentries.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
got ranged. I've got ranged attack.
Is it by cleft? You mean it's an extra entrance?
It looks in from where you're stood. There is a cleft in the side of what's like a cleft in the side of the arrow. It's
Microphone.
on a slightly raised. It's on a slightly raised hilltop, and it's relatively craggy, right? And one of the crags looks like it's
It's an
one of
extra
the
way
crags
in.
looks like it less than natural is the best way of putting it. Right? It looks worked over, but this is quite an old place.
Does it look as if the sentries are aware of the cleft?
Oh, let me. I'm going to roll for that there. I'm going to roll. I can't really roll against them.
Roll against their own perception.
You can't tell.
We can't tell.
You can't tell whether they're there or not. But these guys are set up. They're obviously, this is not their first rodeo, and these guys are stacked up a distance from the entrance, right? Then they cannot see the cleft from where they are, right? So you just take whatever assumption is from there. Either A, they do know it's there, they don't care, right? Or B, they don't know it's there.
What range are they from us at the moment?
You're about 300 feet from the bomb.
300 feet. It's a long range.
Oh,
Right, I'm going to make a call that we try and we sneak in through the cleft and
Okay.
see what we see,
Okay.
knowing that
Are
we
we
might have
stealthing then?
You're moving further to the south, right? Screens you from the sentries, from where they are. They cannot see
I've got to put on spin, don't
your
worry.
approach. So I'd like everyone to do a stealth check again, please.
18.
18, yeah, you're fine.
14.
14, yeah, you're fine.
12.
Got over 10.
Yeah,
12.
yeah. And who are we missing? So that's
Me.
I'll sort out the rest of that in a bit.
the ninja pirate.
Hell,
Right.
the ninja
So
dragon.
you will manage to get to the cleft. Members of the clergy. right,
Yes.
As you get towards the cleft, you all feel that there are undead. Right? The closer you get to the cleft, the more that you feel that there is undead.
Okay.
Right? As you go down into the cleft, it's relatively overgrown, and you can see a stone tomb door there. That you reckon that without making a huge amount of noise, you could leave her open.
Move it back so I can get in.
Right? But there are definitely undead down there.
Right. In that case, what I am going to do is this time I am going to activate my divine sense, find out exactly how many are in there.
Okay. Between you, you feel that there's at least
One that's not sleeping.
Aw. You wanted to join in?
There are one, two, three. Yeah, there's at least 6 of them, right? And 2 different types.
Okay. So who's going to do the levering?
Who's the strongest? Probably probably Crimson.
Oh, that would be true.
Who's doing the levering then? And what
I'm a +4 strength.
+4
I don't know how you tell who's most strength.
Strength is 19 for Crimson. Aaron
Yeah, I think Chris is the strongest.
8. Mills is 15, and Ivor is 13.
Is he being assisted?
Not by me, because I have only 10 strength.
If anyone could assist, it would just give advantage.
My crowbar help.
Okay, so
I'll assist by telling him what to do.
a strength check. Who's helping him?
I will assist if you want.
Okay, I'll get a strength check off you 2. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm getting ready to charge in.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Alright.
yep. I've got my quarterstaff in my hand.
Crimson shifts it.
Should I do a perception check as we open this? Or
You please do a perception check.
yeah. I got 12.
You got 12.
We know that we're opening the door.
There's a smell.
There's a smell.
You smell
Great.
the end of
Thing from me.
You can hear a
think
low
yours-
moan. Yeah.
It's just in a fart.
Okay.
Massive.
You can hear a low moaning, right? All of you have heard zombies before. It sounds like a zombie.
Okay. I go out of focus to make it more difficult to hit me.
Okay.
It's worn off.
That's one off.
Right. Wait a second.
I summon my little gremlin to help.
The zombies have not noticed your presence yet. The door is not fully open. I need another strength check off of Chad and Chris,
We
please.
do a strength check. Oh,
19.
Okay, together you managed to move the tomb door, right, quietly out of the way. Right, you can now all hear the zombies. Okay, Cheryl, could you put the picture of the crypt up, please? I know I have to do it.
I
I'm sorry,
can't.
I have to do it.
I thought he was
have
going to
to do
ask me to pretend to be a zombie.
You can pretend to be a zombie if you want.
Zombie.
Spade,
Right, so I need to do that.
spade.
zombie, don't it?
Right, I need to do this. Right,
Yeah.
I need a bit of non-meta playing here, guys. All right. So that is the crypt. Okay, you have just come down through here. Right. There is planks across the gap where the water is. Right. And the entrance to the main crypt, there's a door, though you can't actually see that yet, but there's a door there. Right. Okay.
There you go then.
Perception check, please, everybody.
Oh, hang on. Don't press buttons, William.
11.
11.
18. What did you get?
6.
Erin, you see 2 skeletons armed with bows and 4
Oh, no.
zombies. Right? And they.
Everyone's seen.
Oh, you lucky sods have absolutely not noticed you yet.
Right. So are they in this first area below the cleft?
Yeah, the first and second area below the cleft. Right. So there's a couple of zombies there. The skeletons are further back by the
So
Oh,
sorry,
that's
we're
in
just
there.
pressing buttons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And there's another couple of zombies. One's on the steps, and they're all going to sat there fairly inactive at the moment.
Oh, we have a tool thing.
I charge in to put them at rest.
Oh, we're doing this, are we?
I follow.
Behind with my still defender.
Apparently, we're in the middle of an earthquake.
So what do you want us to do? Roll for initiative?
Yeah, we will.
Acrobatics.
Let's see how this works then.
Oh.
What are we doing? Initiative.
Going to run the encounter and see what happens.
We're going to see if this encounter generator works.
See if this encounter generator works. So I am going to auto roll for initiative. Right.
Do you want us to roll for initiative as well?
How do you see the encounter again? Sorry.
Can you see it at the moment?
No.
No.
I hoped it was going to be in the game log, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
Now, so do you need us to roll initiative, Simon?
So, Alexis.
Hello.
In fact, Mills, you have the top initiative. Right?
No, apparently it's rolled our initiative for us. Or your initiative for you.
Yeah.
Did I get a 1 again?
Start. Right.
No,
The
find
order of
initiative.
battle will go Mills, Alexis, Aaron, Ivor, Crimson's right down the bottom somewhere. Right. And I'm actually going to put all of you, with the exception of Crimson, before the zombies and the skeletons.
Cool.
Oh, done.
We just used this.
Simon.
Because you've got surprise. Yeah.
How did you show that encounter thing earlier? Oh, or was that on your screen?
I found it.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you want to share your screen then so we can see this?
Yeah.
We don't
It's
have
up on there. On
I
screen.
can't see one.
I thought we saw it before.
Stop streaming.
Yeah, go to skills and then look and initiative third one. Oh. It took me a while, but I found it.
To just rolled 4.
Advantage on the attack roll. Does that mean I have better initiative?
Yes.
Cool.
Basically, you're hitting first. So let's dive into this and see what we're going to do.
Right, so
What are
Mills,
we?
Yep. How close am I to them?
You can move to at least the first zombie, right?
Yeah.
Without being detected.
Cool. So I get close to the first zombie, and I'm going for a 2-handed with my quarterstaff. Plus, I'm doing an unarmed strike on him.
Yeah.
So to 200, that's 1d8. Do you want me to run it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, do it. Dragon Breath. Zombies.
6.
Right, you've got to roll to hit.
you've got to roll to hit first.
Sorry.
How do I roll to hit?
Right, next to stuff, it's the hit DC. It'll be like +3 or +2. Or
Rich, go to
the
your
+6.
Yeah.
It'll be under actions.
Right.
If it helps.
It's that bit there.
Yeah.
To hit 20.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Do it.
So that,
And damage was 6.
Was that a natural 20, was it?
No,
14 plus 6.
Okay, so you've definitely hit him.
Yeah, and I've done 6 damage.
And you've done 6 damage. So,
yep.
Is it because you can see
And
cracks the other day?
I'm also going to do an unarmed strike because I have a bonus action.
Yeah.
Roll a hit with it.
Yeah, Jamie's waiting at you.
12.
12.
You need to bring up the zombie rather than the skeleton.
Zombie.
So, yeah,
So
he
it's
hits that.
How many zombies were there?
I had no
How
idea.
many points in total was that?
There's
Sorry?
gonna be-
How many points in total was
Do you want to put into bed if I'm
Can
taking the next
one person speak at a time? Because I can't hear what Lou's asking me. Lou,
Sorry.
what are you saying? Sorry?
Total damage you've caused. Or have you not rolled the damage from your unarmed strike?
I haven't rolled the damage because he hasn't told me if I've hit yet.
Yes, you did.
What are you using, Chris?
5.
So
You're going to
11
use.
total.
11 total, yes?
Yeah.
So let me see if this works. You've taken 11 of them. Yeah, down to 11.
nice.
Okay,
Zombies are really tanky.
so Alexis, you're next.
I'll go smashing with me Warhammer.
Smash me Warhammer.
Two-handed.
Two-handed. So please roll to hit. Are you attacking the same one?
Might as well.
Okay. So you have hit. Please roll for your damage. 6. Right. So you've hit him for 6. 6. 7 to 5. Right. You're steel defender.
Still defender.
Steel defender.
Once I find
Alexis.
wasn't
So you're steel defender.
one
Oh,
D8.
it's plus 7. So if you roll more than 7, it'll hit. I believe that's what it says.
On what?
Sorry.
Just
Yeah.
roll a generic dice. So, yep, you should have a little.
Generic D20, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you rolled an 8. You got an 8 all in.
You got an 8, did
Yeah.
9.
9?
Yeah, 2 plus 7 is 9.
Oh, you got plus 7. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that is encounter.
Talk about C and math.
Doesn't hit you. It doesn't hit it.
Okay, so who's next?
Not the skeleton. I'm going to put the skeleton down the thing. Next is Aaron.
I'm going to use my longsword.
Use your longsword. Go on then.
No, you need to roll the hit first.
Yeah, roll for it first.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine.
No, we'll all get through this. It's not a problem.
Nat 20.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So what crit rules are we using?
I don't know actually.
Leave it for now.
Yeah. Okay.
If we don't know, we'll just leave it at the moment.
So do I? Is that it? That done for me?
Well, she's
You did at least 4 damage to it. Let's just say that.
Roll to hit again, please.
Roll the hit. Yeah.
Or roll for damage.
Roll for
Damage. Is that? Yeah. 8.
8. Right. That's the same. Are you hitting the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whichever's closest.
That one's dead.
All right, so
It
now
looks like it automatically does the crit damage on the next damage roll anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So my turn.
Yeah.
I will
There's
roll.
another zombie right there. Right?
Yeah.
Because you lot have just come in and just monstered this thing. You're still in the first turn and they haven't reacted.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to hit the next next zombie.
Yeah.
I know Chris's
You hit.
plan as well.
You hit. I hit.
It was an armor class of 8. You rolled 8, so you've only just hit it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's my piercing damage.
They've only got 8 AC.
Yeah.
So
Right, so
nine,
that's 9. So you've
9
hit
damage.
with 9.
And I've. That's it. Yeah, that's it from me then.
Okay. And then
So, as soon as I
he's
do,
going to react. So it's going to be the zombie.
yeah,
Right. So attack. I think I need to do this. And he is going to hit. Who's the last person that hit him? Ivan.
Me.
Ivan's the last person that hit him.
Sorry, guys, I'll be back in a moment. I've just got to deal with a little one.
yeah,
One.
he hits me because my armor class is 19.
1d6 plus
4 damage.
I'll do the longsword for you.
So how do I
I've done it.
You've done it.
Did
have
you
you?
roll to? Did you roll to hit? Because it never came up in the game log with that one.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, mine's just lagging. Okay.
Okay. Crimson, you're up next.
He's upstairs with Little Un, but I know it's the long sword. I don't know. Can he dual wield or not?
Crimson. I'm gonna go at this. So
I think he's got 2-weapon fighting, so I believe so.
Yeah.
got two
So
weapons
do I
on.
do one long
Oh,
sword
he's
and
not
then
got
the
his
other long
own
sword? We'll do it
swords
together.
equipped. He's
You
not
what,
got his
sorry?
swords equipped. Inventory.
Oh, let me just quickly do that. Sorry.
His weapons.
Are you doing it?
They're not there.
Long
He has got
swords.
it equipped, I think.
Simon's doing it.
Yeah. Leather. Equip his crossbow. Oh. There we go.
That'll do.
How
Right.
showy is the fighter going to get in his first turn?
Actions. Roll to hit with a longsword.
So
Yeah.
do I do it for both of them? Okay. Well,
You-
he's got a 2.
That was an 8. That's the hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then do I do the damage then?
Yes.
Yeah, do them separately. Do attack damage, then attack damage.
So then
You're
that's
attacking this-
attack
you're
and
attacking
damage
that
both
first one,
equal.
is it?
And then I'll do the other one, which is hit of 11, damage
Yeah.
6.
14 damage in total to that next zombie.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Okay, 7-3. Okay. Skeleton has seen you, but is currently blocked by zombie number.
Simon, you're talking away from your microphone again.
So currently blocked by zombie A. Right? Zombie D's gone down. Zombie C was on the steps and is coming up towards you. Right? So the skeleton will take a. Okay, he's going to attack you with the short bow, and he's going to fire at Crimson because Crimson's the most obvious target now.
How do I block?
You
Or
don't.
can I not? Okie dokie.
Well, he's got 16. What's Crimson's armor class?
Where do I find it?
12.
Armor class 12.
So it's hit.
So it's a hit. Back to the encounter boulder. And let's go for
Roll damage.
6 plus 2. Oh, that's done. 7. Now, can you take his hits off of him?
So, Anne Marie, if you go to where his hit points are at the top of the app,
Mm-hmm.
if you put 7 in the box and then click damage,
7 damage. 21 HP, it says.
yeah.
Yeah. Right, then we're going to go with zombie C, who's going to shamble up towards zombie A. Sorry. Yeah. No, we're going to go around again because the rest of them, because you got surprise on your side. So we'll start back up at Mills. So if you could again throw the hit, Mills.
For this crimson, is it, or who we started with?
That was the end of it.
It's Mills.
The rest of the
Sorry,
zombies
yeah.
haven't reacted. The only ones that have reacted were the ones that are closest to you. Right, that turn.
So
it's you again, man.
yep. So I've got advantage of the attack dice. So I'm going to be doing 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Because I can do the quarterstaff, the unarmed strike, and I can also do once per turn
And yours as
an
well.
extra 1d6 damage if I have an advantage on the attack roll.
You've got to
Yes,
attack
you
by a
do.
zombie. You've lost 70.
Okay, so I will do.
I've done it all.
I'll do the quarterstaff first.
Come on.
Yeah.
So roll to hit.
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask Simon about that. I was just doing
8.
Gonna swap out
Yeah.
for the
That
Yeah.
hits.
When it comes to hitting, you do the middle button on the hit, and then you do the damage. I'm doing a long sword.
Okay.
Me and Chris
Okay,
are
so
doing a swap over.
So Simon, I'm going to do the damage for the quarterstaff.
Yeah,
Do you reckon he's tired or not?
I don't know.
11.
11. Right, that thing is
Maybe
toast.
a little bit.
Okay,
That
so
thing
let's
is
follow with the other 2.
Out.
No, I'm going to put this in bottle and see.
That's fine.
which one you're attacking now. So Zombie C is coming up the steps. Right. And Skeleton C is further down the steps.
It's the
So,
next person after me because it's someone else's turn because he's not within 5 foot of me.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think I can actually no, I can do a sneak attack on him. I think.
No, I don't think you can. Not
Big
this time,
attacks an add-on to your damage roll, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They're very aware that you're
it's
there now.
Alexis.
So, Alexis.
Close the distance with the
Skeleton.
closest skeleton. Is it a skeleton now? Zombies have gone, haven't they?
Yeah.
And hit it with the hammer.
Hit it with hammer.
Hit it with hammer. Natural 20.
23. Wow, yeah, you went.
Natural 20, yeah?
Yeah.
And then the damage.
Oh, Jesus, 17 damage.
Obliterates the skeleton.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, because don't skellies take times 2 damage against bloods?
Yes, they do as well.
Oh.
So
you can also sick, Chaz, you can also sick your steel defender on one of the zombies.
Is there a zombie left? Oh yes.
Zombie C is coming up the steps.
Right, go for zombie C then.
Go on then.
And I've got to roll a
generic
20. Roll natural 20.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's not bad. 2 natural 20s.
Okay. Go on then.
And a damage?
And its damage is 1d8 plus 2.
And then double it.
D8. There it is. 1d8. 7, 9, 18.
18. Right. I'm going to say that zombie there has just received a steel tiger in the face, going at it like a food blender, right? And has ceased to be a zombie and is now resembling something resembling dog chum with an eyeball moving it.
Competition!
Right? 22. If I could put 27, I would, but there's no point. Okay, so then it is Aaron.
Anne-Marie.
Special. She's after William.
Please pick your target.
Do remember she has spellcasting.
So if you roll to hit, please. And I'm assuming you're
I
going
was
for.
looking at her spells.
Just roll a hit for the with a sword and go for the zombie.
Please. The zombie's kind of shuffling up at great speed. No, not great speed, zombie speed. The other skeleton is still stood further back, guys. You're going to have to move closer to engage it.
Which one do we use? Sorry for Anne-Marie's.
Where it says hit DC.
Don't worry, guys. We will get better at this.
Yeah, that's all right. It's a learning curve, isn't it?
DC. Is it in the abilities?
Now, in actions, under attack, you should see longsword.
Ah, there we go. Sorry.
Next to it, the plus.
17.
So she hits the zombie and then roll the damage. Chris?
Yeah. The 1d8.
Yeah,
Yes.
press that.
7.
7.
7 damage.
So then it'll be me.
That be you.
I'm going to go for the same zombie.
Same zombie, yes.
8, which hits.
Yeah.
Just. Here's me damage. Is 7, but I'm also going to use a spell slot to do a divine smite,
Okay.
which I don't know how to add onto it. So I just roll another D8.
It's probably going to be easier. Yeah.
We'll get better at this, guys.
Yeah, as we discover how bits work.
1.
1 plus. So yeah, adding 1 to that damage roll. So I score a grand total of 8 damage.
8. Skeleton.
The death god was looking the other way on that blow. That's what happened there.
Skeleton is shooting at. Yes, wisely, the skeleton is shooting at Chaz's steel defender.
Righto.
Okay.
So that's short bow. So roll it.
Armor
It's
class.
going to do an attack +4.
Armor class 15.
15.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't hit. Misses. Or, as is actually going to happen, is it the arrow kind of ricochets off of it.
Yeah.
And the tiger gives it the stink eye.
Then it'd be the zombie, I believe.
There is a zombie.
No, it'll be Crimson.
Oh, that one. Still alive. Right.
Oh, no, it is
That means
Crimson.
going to attack.
No, it's Crimson.
No, it's Crimson's turn.
Oh, it's
Crimson's
Crimson.
above the two zombies.
Go on, Crimson.
Can I use my second wind?
Do you need to currently?
You haven't taken any damage, have you?
Some damage, haven't I?
You haven't.
I'm risk is that.
You've only taken a little bit of damage. Don't worry about it for now.
I'm going to heal 3 HP anyway.
Don't worry about it. You've still got 21 hit points. So there's a zombie standing next to you. Hit it with both swords.
Yeah, I hit and then I heal.
Mhm.
As far as I'm aware.
Or use your bonus action to action surge and give it 4 attacks in the face.
Action surge. Is that a security dice?
I was going to say it has only got 7 hit points left, but that's up to you.
Oh, maybe
Oh,
don't
okay.
blender it then.
Just hit it with both swords.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or set it on fire.
You've hit it.
He rolled with a longbow.
With
Hit him
With a
with
natural
longbow.
20.
Yeah, I accidentally pressed the wrong one.
Longbow damage, not yeah. So you've actually. Did I need to make you take an action there? Yes, I do. So I'm going to make you take an action there, which is drawing the longbow.
I mean, he did it by accident. Should we just give it to him? Because it was a misclick.
You don't give it to him. So effectively, you get an action and you get an attack, don't you? So his action was to draw the longbow, and then he shot it.
Yeah, but I was meant to click the long swords.
That's okay. But we it all worked out all right in the end.
Yep. So you got a nat 20. So now just roll for damage on your longbow.
He did. He did.
9.
It's dead.
He put an arrow through its eye.
Yeah, it went through the head. It dropped it.
So now there's
One
back
zombie.
to Mills.
Mills.
No, now it's the zombie. Now it's what?
There's one.
No, now
skeleton.
it's the zombie. Oh, is there no more zombies?
No, he just
Then it
killed
is back to me.
Yeah,
It is back to me. The skeleton's already had his turn.
so you will need to move
Mm-hmm.
before you can hit it.
Am I within 20 feet?
Your
let me
move's
look at
30 feet.
No, I'm asking. Am I within 20 feet?
Let me look at the picture, sorry, quickly. Oh, come
Oop,
on,
that ignore that one. That was a double click.
You're still at the top of the steps, aren't you?
Yes.
In that case, no, you're not.
Okay, so I will move down as an action and we'll strike him with a quarterstaff.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'm not going to make you move twice.
Mhm. So there should be an 18 for the quarterstaff. Roll to hit.
We just rolled to hit him.
Yep.
Okay, yep, so you've hit.
Yep. 1d plus 8. And do it plus 4. So 8.
8 damage.
Plus, I will do a unarmed strike.
Yeah.
$13.
Yeah. Just.
And I do 5.
Okay, so you have punched the skeleton's head clean off. Okay. Right. Congratulations, guys. That was your first combat. Now, while you're all busy catching your breath, as you can see, I'm going to share my. Going to stop the stream here a second, and then stop streaming, and then I am going to share my screen again. Right. So there are planks. They're reasonably rickety, but there are planks going across. Does anybody want to do any sort of searching?
Yeah, I'll give it a perception check.
Yeah, so will I.
But I don't know how long.
17.
I'm gonna
12.
12. This is obviously a First Empire crypt. There's inscriptions across. You don't really read First Empire. It's like Roman, basically. It's pretty much empty in here. The zombies and the skeletons are the most interesting thing about this place. That archway that goes, it's got the water in there. That's just like a drainage thing. It's obviously a natural cave that's been built through. You're pretty sure that the plank will hold your weight, right? But it is quite narrow. There's a plank going across that water there. It's not on the picture, but I'm not going to make you lot jump it.
Okay.
You can see there's a reasonably complicated lock on the back of the door that's not on the picture again, going into that lower part of the crypt where the big skull's got the bit sticking out from it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Other than that, that's it. Anybody searching the zombies?
Yes.
I'll search for treasure.
Okay. So,
We need skills.
excuse me.
Perception or investigation?
Would it be
So
investigation?
you find 34.
Have one of them anyway. Terrible roll.
You find 1 gold piece on one of the zombies, right? Okay.
Fuckers.
I did an investigation of 6.
I didn't even do one. I just found 1 gold piece.
Go on, then I'll give it an investigation.
No, you need to investigate.
So will I.
Didn't mind.
22 for my investigation check.
Right.
21 for mine.
These are what looks like First Empire soldiers. That we're talking fragments of segmented lorca, and they look. They're very, very old. These guys have been in here for a long time. That's really all there is to it. Right? What are you investigating particularly?
How long had they been risen?
How long have they been risen? They've been active. Well, the scuff marks and stuff. Their rest was disturbed around about a week ago. All right, but they've obviously come from in here. Yeah, this is where they were. They haven't come from anywhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, in that case, we know the plank's going to hold our weight. Well, we know the plank's going to hold the weight, so we'll go and have a look at this lock.
Can I get a dexterity?
Can we get a talk to the microphone?
Talk to the mic.
Dexterity or acrobatics to cross the plank?
I'm in acrobatics.
18.
10.
I'm going to go dexterity. 21.
Oh, dances across. Okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah, for dexterity, I got 23.
No.
Use athletics.
It's the dragon ball, Chris.
So the dragon
Dragon
ninja,
Ball was distracted by cat butt.
the dragon ninja falls off for the plank, right? Landing in the water, and has to climb himself back up again. Are you gonna help him back up, guys?
No.
I shall.
Yes, we will.
I shall lower a rope to him.
You can reach down and pull him up.
Okay.
Can I get a strength check off of you, please, Kath?
Yeah.
Can you see where this is going?
Yes. My hand down. The dragon board pulls me over.
I mean, I'm pretty hench.
Your shield defender gives it the whole cat thing over the edge of the thing, and this looks at you like, what the hell are you doing there?
Who's as strong as me? If not me.
Yes. You pulled me.
No, I'm not. So, here we go.
Are you going to help each other out?
Could our intelligence help him with this?
Mills
Get the
is
steel defender help.
Yeah, I'll give him a hand out.
Okay.
What am I?
It doesn't have a strength for the steel defender.
There you go.
20.
He pulls them both out.
Pulls them both out.
Giving them both a very disdainful, haughty look.
Okay. Are you guys looking at the door?
Yes.
I do have enough room.
Yeah, I'll look at him. Does my thieves still include lockpicks?
Yes.
Cool. What do I need to use them?
So you can have a look at it first.
Yeah.
Is the door looking at the door? Is it locked?
Yes, yeah. There's quite a complicated lock on it. It's very good quality. And I'll tell you more after I get a perception check from Richard.
I'm doing any for
16.
So
what about sleight of hand?
it's of a type you've definitely seen before.
Yep.
You're pretty confident that you can pick it.
Yep.
It'll take you about 5 minutes. Are you going to do anything else with your thieves' tools? Right. It's a very thick door, by the way, guys.
I'm going to oil the hinges.
Thank you.
I don't know what else is in the thieves' tools.
It's just thieves' tools, like what you would think you would have to break into somewhere.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Lock picks, oil, little wedges for doors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cutting glass, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna oil the hinges. I'm also going to oil the lock to prevent that from making noise.
Can I get another investigation check off of you, please?
Of me?
Mhm.
Yes. 17.
Okay. You press your door ear to the door, right? And you are pretty confident that your little battle, as brief as it was, hasn't alerted anybody on the other side of the door to the fact that you're there.
Okay. Am I feeling any more undead in the area?
No, you're not. In fact,
Right.
you're starting to get the same feeling that you got at the last crit.
Empty. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Richard, can I get a dexterity
You should be asleep.
check, please?
23.
Beautiful. Right. Like the accomplished professional that you are, right? You manage to unlock the door, right? And it is done silently and smoothly, and the door does not move, but you manage to get one of your you know those things that you used to bust into cars?
Yeah.
Right? You manage to hook that down there because there's not much to grab on the back of the door and imperceivably move it. So you're now confident you can open that
Yep.
pretty quickly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Slim Jim.
Yep.
Thank you. So, what are you going to do, guys?
Well, I let Ivor and the rest of the party know that the door's unlocked and I can open it quickly. What do you guys want to do?
Everybody ready?
We're going for a run.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, do you need a strength test for me to open the door or not?
In here, if you turn around.
No, I don't need strength test from you guys to open the door. You've done the prep work. Are you all ready to go? Yes.
I guess so.
What are we using? Are we using anything, or are we just opening up and going in?
Are you opening it quickly? Are you slamming it open, or are you opening it quietly?
Ivor.
Open it quietly. We'll see what we see. Everyone get ready to charge in.
I can always dragon breath.
Okay. It opens enough for you to get a good impression of what's going on inside there. Okay, but it opens soundlessly as well. Right.
Are we all going to do a perception check?
Wait a second. I'm about to do a perception check.
Sorry?
Hold on.
Simon, bearing in mind it is now 10 o'clock and you have nearly a 4-hour video to edit here, this could be a good point to stop.
Right, okay. We'll leave it, guys. If everyone's happy to, we'll leave it there then. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes
Sorry,
for,
Jamie.
makes for
Okay.
a really great
At some point, I'm
cliffhanger.
getting introduced.
Okay.
It's a great cliffhanger.